wonderful kind. And happy birthday to our one and only Slick Daddy, Slickalicious,
thank
Mitchy
you.
Slick,
Thank
Mitch
you.
McConaughey.
Oh,
How old are you today, bud?
I am 61. I'm fucking 29, bro.
You look
You're
good.
29?
I don't. Yeah, I am 29.
I thought you were turning 27, to be completely honest.
The fuck you kind of like universe dimension you live in, bitch.
The one where you turned 27.
I wish I was in that one too.
Mickey, are you 30 this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an old fuck. I
Thanks for that.
I can't even hang out with you anymore.
I'm older than Mickey.
I thought you were like 18 or something.
I am. That's why I date like I date.
No, you don't.
So, conspiracy theories.
Oh, goodness.
Not today. We're talking about crazy conspiracy theories because in honor of Slick's birthday, we're going to
thank
just
you.
go
I'm fucking crazy.
completely off into another fucking dimension and just get weird with it.
Who brought the fucking weed?
You.
I didn't actually.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
bring any either.
No,
Sorry.
I'm cutting back, man.
What?
Yeah. Well, I'm stoned right now, but I'm cutting back like later.
Man, who was it? Is it Denver's going to legalize
I think they already did.
psilocybin?
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah. It's happening.
It's happening. It's all happening.
Take that, war on drugs.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
fuck
find
you,
out.
war on drugs.
We're
And
gonna
not
find
the
out if
band.
Alex Jones was right, and you can actually just talk to other dimensions.
Yeah, he is, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm just joking.
I wonder if it would be in
They're
the
turning
same...
the freaking frogs gay.
I wonder if it'd be the same situation of... you ever hear the idea is that if a lion could speak English, we couldn't understand them? Because their viewpoint is just so completely off base from ours, it just wouldn't make any sense. So I'm wondering if we could talk to other dimensions, would we actually have a conversation, or just nothing would work?
We'd
I
probably
think
just
the
die.
Point is, you're actually just tripping balls and not really talking to another dimension.
Oh, okay. I took that way too
Which is
literally.
another. No, but it is another dimension.
Oh,
What
okay.
do you? Well, okay, but what does
Hey,
that mean?
well,
Because people use
because-
dimension as like a catch-all.
It's something you can perceive, right? Like reality you can perceive through your own brain because you only perceive reality through your own motherfucking brain,
Yeah.
bitch. So
Yeah,
if you
this
think
is
you're in
true.
another dimension and you actually perceive it as real, why wouldn't it be classified as another dimension?
Because people perceive things that aren't real all the time.
So why would like what?
Get these
What's not
spiders out
real?
of my veins. I'm bleeding everywhere because
Yeah.
the spiders in my veins.
Yeah,
There's no
okay.
spiders in your veins, no matter how much you perceive there to be spiders in your veins.
Something like that. People with psychosis.
That's like fucking yeah. That's a whole nother level. I was just kind of being a douchebag to be completely honest with you. I wasn't
No,
trying to,
man, but like,
I thought
what
it was
about
devil's
people who are
advocate.
religious? The ultimate conspiracy theory.
Oh, you want to talk about Jesus in the Bible?
I would love to. I do fucking 100 episodes.
You want to
on
talk
that
about the
shit.
fucking the royal bloodline or whatever? The holy bloodline, the holy grail.
Okay, so
Let's not bring up my family, please.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mickey,
yeah.
hold on. Before we start this, can I please get a top off?
top up.
I can't fucking reach, man.
Mickey, you want some more coffee?
You know what? I think I will take some more. Thank you very much, sir.
You'll always take more.
Can't we just like make this show just a conspiracy show?
No.
We could. No. That's
Like, why don't we just do it? Like, just go
We could just
paranormal on this bitch, and we
talk-
could, bro, we could go investigate ghost hunters. We get paid lots of money.
The thing is, I was looking for other like conspiracy related podcasts today, and there's not a lot of good ones.
No.
Are they
There's one that I checked out. They're fucking sweet, but not many good ones. There's just a bunch of stupid.
Just a bunch of Rush Limbaugh
Let's do it,
stuff.
man.
I couldn't even find. I was trying to look up stuff on flat Earth, and I literally went to just look up flat Earth, and I couldn't find anything. I was like, "How are you guys gonna do the thing you're trying to do if I can't just actually just look up the words?"
Really, you
that
couldn't
are
find
really-
anything?
I found stuff,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's because there's like nothing that is actually there about flat Earth. Like flat Earth is a very
Except for a bunch of pictures and maps. Like,
horrible-
Oh, look at the flat Earth. Look at the edges. We fall off these edges. Okay.
well, no, it's just so horribly substantiated.
yeah. There's no scientific method at it in anything.
Well, the thing is, so y'all watch that documentary, Behind the Curve?
Nope.
And here's the thing about that one is it's about the flat Earth movement, but it's not really about flat Earth science, and that's
Right.
important because they talk a lot about these people and their movement and all this shit, but they almost completely avoid any of the science behind it.
So can we not call it flat Earth science? Just flat Earth gobbledygook. Like,
Well,
let's be
no, they do. Is that the documentary they do the experiments in at the end?
Yeah, at the end. And
Yeah.
and the thing happens that would clearly prove them wrong, and they're like, "Oh, we
Twice,
must have done it wrong."
and then a third time,
Yeah.
like it all, yeah, and but that's why there's no science because they fucking know, like they gotta know. The guy even said it in the movies, like even if like I found evidence proving me wrong, I couldn't stop promoting this.
Yeah, but I appreciate, which is like
Well, then
a
it just
fucking
becomes-
religious thing to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I
belief at
appreciate
that
that there are
point.
people who are willing to at least make the pretenses to science. Like, okay, we're going to try this. We're going to actually try and validate this.
Right.
Because it shows that maybe they're not completely off their ass. Maybe they really believe. You know, the flat earth thing supposedly started as a giant 4chan prank.
Really? Eh?
No,
Yeah.
shit,
This
eh?
is what I've
Supposedly, yeah.
heard.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's just so much shit. But it's always been around, right?
Yeah.
But like its modern incarnation
Right.
and how so many fucking people believe it, like
Sure.
fucking rappers and basketball players and shit.
Oh dear God.
Yeah. It was a fucking prank just gone off the rails. Like a Mickey story that never
Everything?
ended.
Yeah, like millions of people gone off the rails. Yeah, I was actually blown away by that documentary and just some of the shit they said, like about that, like the helicopter.
What did they say about the helicopter?
Like if it just hovers
yeah.
in 15 minutes, it should land. If the Earth is really rotating,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like they didn't hear about is it theory of relativity where you're relative to the right? Like they don't know
Well-
about basic fucking science. I mean, I didn't know the name of it, but still,
Well,
I
I
know
don't-
know about it.
Just before I got rid of cable, they were watching. I was watching a documentary on like the longest sniper kill or whatever, and they actually have to plan for legitimate Earth.
Coriolis, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. That's why that's so impressive. And I don't even like war, but like sniper kills.
oh, you should have seen
it's
like
crazy.
the dude was here, and the target he was aiming for was like up here.
Wasn't
Oh,
it
it's
something
fucking
like
crazy.
2 kilometers or something?
Yeah, and it,
was
had
disgusting.
but he had
Yeah.
to aim like a kilometer this way or something
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah,
wind and
yeah,
the
yeah.
rotation.
Yeah, the
of
wind, the
Earth
rotation,
and
all of it. Yeah.
You know what I think is the most impressive part about that is that it could actually be done. You can actually calculate it out to make the shot.
Yeah, and it's just like you ever see that movie? I think it's Wanted, where it's like I curve the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they
Oh,
fucking
where they-
curve the
That's
bullet
not
around and
what
shit.
that is at all.
Yeah, kind of. You're like, "Poof."
Well, yeah, but the Earth,
But not by
you don't
whipping the
curve
gun
the
No,
hard.
I know. you're
Everything
not whipping
happens
the
around
gun.
the bullet.
Let's try that. You want to go in your backyard and try that?
Mythbusters tried that already, and it,
You are
whipping the-
not. No.
Oh, okay, all right, fine. Whatever. These are fucking
God.
down.
does anybody even have a gun? Like,
Shut up, man. It's my fucking birthday.
it is your
I
birthday.
want to go get one. I want to do it.
Get a gun for my
Besides,
birthday.
I believe they only do that with pistols.
Yeah, they do. It's true.
Yeah, I don't have any pistols.
So, conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to look up some of the flat Earth stuff because it's so easy to just fucking dismiss it, and it really is. It's so fucking
I already
easy.
did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're done. No, a lot of times it's really hard to parse these things out, just like with religions, because you've got the blanket concept of flat Earth.
Yeah.
Just like you can have the blanket concept of Christianity, but then you've got all these different sects that believe slightly differing things. So when you're talking to A, you can't actually disprove B because B is like, well, that's not what I said at all. As if it's so completely fucking different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As if it's not all connected to the root issue.
Of lack of oxygen to the brain.
Yeah, for real. But on Flat Earth Society's frequently asked questions, they have a fucking, what does it say? Okay. When using Descartes' method of Cartesian doubt to skeptically view the world around us, one quickly finds that the notion of a spherical world is the theory which has the burden of proof and not flat Earth theory. That's not even how rhetoric works. If you posit something, like if you're the one making the claim, if you say the Earth is flat, you are the one who has to prove
Yeah,
it.
you had the burden
If
of
you
proof.
say the Earth is round, you're the one who has to prove it. If you, oh, there goes the painting.
Woo! One
If
down.
if you say the Earth is flat, but don't prove it, it's not on the other guy to prove you wrong with your statement that you didn't prove. He can
Yeah.
just look at your complete lack of evidence and say, I didn't know.
That's exactly how it works in court. It's exactly how it would work in a court of law. If you were to go in and try and you make your statement, let's say you have a statement against me, I'm on the defense side, I can literally say nothing and it can be in my favor. If you have no evidence to back it up, I don't have to say a word.
That's why fucking religious people have always made me so mad, because everyone thinks that the humble position is to throw up your arms and say, well, we don't really know. But no. We don't really know. This is true. We don't really know. But that guy claimed something.
Yeah.
You don't just fucking let him skate on that. You know, if he's going to keep that to himself forever, okay, fine. But if they're going to, build institutions that influence society.
Rebuild some that burned down recently.
Well, I don't even care about that. No, I do, but for different reasons. True. But when, you have the burden of proof when you posit a claim. So Flat Earth, they literally try to say right there, it's not even on us to prove. So, whoa. Whoa.
Okay, then just
sounds like Mitch science, bro.
Yeah, for real. My favorite
but
at
least you try, though, with Mitch science. You go, this because I read this and I saw this. Oh, okay.
No,
awesome.
You've never heard a full-length Mitch science explanation.
It's like this.
It always ends at, it's all fucking bullshit.
It goes this because of this. Because this guy said it back then. I smoked a doob, thought about it, and it's all bullshit, man.
There it is.
That's it.
So did I have to experience a full-fledged Mick science?
Basically
Mick
all
science.
of it.
It's like science now.
It's fucking all bullshit.
Somebody's science. Goddamn.
It's not God's science.
Yeah. So, they don't believe, obviously they don't believe people went to space.
Yeah.
They don't believe, some of them don't believe in gravity.
Yeah, I know.
Because, and they have this theory of like central Earth magnetism or something.
Oh, for the love.
But see, this is what I mean. Already, I've now separated into different camps because not everybody believes those things.
No, there's
some of them do believe in gravity.
Especially, can I say something? Especially in Flat Earth. I kind of like once that got popular, I had to dig. So I know a lot about it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but there is a lot of different beliefs in that one specific theory. There's like 20. It's fucked up.
From what you guys have gleaned, is there much on other planets? Is everybody else round and we're the disc, or is all
planets don't exist, Mickey? In that theory, some people don't even believe in space. They think it's a projection.
Yeah.
They think we're in a dome with a projection, and the sun and the moon are on arms.
But not everybody believes the dome.
But no, I know that's just one thing. Or there's no dome and just arms, or like some people believe it's attached to Hollow Earth. The Hollow Earth theory.
See, I don't know anything about the Hollow Earth theory.
There's so much on the Hollow Earth,
bro. The Hollow Earth theory. Hitler going to Antarctica to get the gateway.
Yeah,
that one
like in Hellboy.
Like, a lot. It's actually a ton of shit is in pop culture. They did a whole movie.
I've seen a lot of like the Nazi occultism, but I never know how much of that is just people being like, "Look how evil they are."
They think the Hollow Earth theory is like. Do you know about Hollow Earth? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like an advanced society lives inside the Earth, and the core of the Earth is actually their sun, and the two gateways to this Hollow Earth is at the poles. That's like the general consensus of it. So UFOs, they say UFOs come out of the poles and they're actually from Hollow Earth because it's another, like the mole. Some people think it's like mole people. See, some other people think it's extraterrestrials.
The one I have is extraterrestrial super beings. And actually a lot of them, they believe the Nordics were essentially offsprings of them.
Yeah, they're like
tall blonde, fair-skinned people. But one of my favorites of the Flat Earth was an English pilot who crashed in. He
you mean the Hollow Earth?
Yeah. Well, he claimed he crashed into the hole.
Right.
Discovered the civilization, and he said, "I need to tell everybody about this." And they said, "No, because every time we try and come out, somebody shoots down our craft, so we're not ready to come out yet." And then off he went. And he tried to bring that back. I'm like,
what?
What if we just been lied to in science class, like we've been lied to about history?
Ooh, Agartha. Have you heard of Agartha?
No.
Apparently, that's what it's called.
Is that Hollow Earth? Like
I
the
was
land?
looking it up here.
Yeah.
Hollow Earth theory is the subterranean civilization of Agartha real. Yo, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I already know this.
Why?
Because I'm going to be up all night on this bullshit.
Dude, Hollow Earth is like it's actually very interesting because there actually is like Hitler went to Antarctica and no one really knows why, or at least I don't because I didn't fucking research it.
Well, the fact that there are secluded bases in Antarctica.
Yeah,
like
there's a bunch
there's
of
drilling in Antarctica. There's a lot of shit going on down there. They just don't talk about.
Yeah, like Hitler took. I think there was like what is it?
Fucking drilling in Antarctica?
Dude,
Sorry.
There's no drilling.
Antarctica's
in Antarctica.
fucking weird. Do you know about Antarctica? Do you know about the map of Antarctica?
Okay, well,
Man, you ever been to
thought
Antarctica?
Antarctica was the ice wall.
Antarctica is, but it's actually a continent underneath.
Yeah.
It's frozen over. So like back in like the 1500s, there's this like I think he was a Spanish explorer. He drew a fucking map of the coastline of Antarctica, and it was in a library in like Spain or something.
I know that. I know
In the 1500s, and then I think it was like 97 or 98. Whenever we got like what was it thermal imaging up in space, so we could take pictures of coastlines through the ice. The fucking map was identical to the map this guy drew.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't just Antarctica. He did South America,
Yeah, he did
which
everything.
he shouldn't. Like they're
Which
like
he
he
shouldn't have
shouldn't have been
known.
there yet. Like how that like there was no records of someone being that close to North or South America at that time, and he had a fully almost to the T proportionate map of it. It's insane.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. 61 it was drawn or some bullshit.
It's getting real heavy in here. I can feel.
Look, history.com. Hitler sent a secret expedition to Antarctica.
That's the fucking History Channel. That's the least reliable thing in the world.
Wait, you never seen Vikings? It's a documentary.
Oh my god.
I love that show.
Yeah, so
it's a great documentary.
So is Ice Road Truckers.
Yeah, Ice Road Truckers.
I went to grade school with a kid who actually did that. Swear to God, he actually drove the ice roads up
I don't
in.
fucking care. It's
Well,
not
I'm just
worthy
saying
of a TV
Well,
show.
it's not definitely not.
It's
Anyway.
like the other shit's all like yard sailing. How did Pawn Stars become a thing?
I don't know. We're not talking about Pawn
See, though,
Stars
I find
here.
Pawn Stars is Antiques Roadshow for the redneck.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Because I love Antiques Roadshow.
the one time
Me too.
they had it on in the break room, and the old fucker was talking. He's like this.
Back in the Navy.
And so I'm making fun of his absurd mush mouth, and one of the other guys goes, "Hey," and I said, "I can't even fucking understand him." And the other guy goes, "Hey, show some respect. He's dead now." And I was like, "All right." I couldn't even fucking understand him.
What the fuck? Show some respect, he's dead. Oh. Pardon me.
It's just nonsense. Anyway.
Damn it.
Shit.
Concert. Hey, Mickey, can you top me off on this? I'm like a coffee fiend tonight. Yeah.
It's all good. That's what it's there for. There's more too.
Thanks, Babelicious.
Come on, coffee.
Is your arm hurting yet?
No.
All that peanut butter toast protein.
Oh baby.
That's good. That's good.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we got flat Earth. We got like hollow Earth. There's a bunch of weird ass Earth theories,
When I was a kid, I was super into paranormal stuff.
like ghosts.
And if I had to be honest, the one that I would believe before anything else would probably be that.
Ghosts that
Like
exist?
ghosts and even like
I
just
heard-
other creatures.
Right
So,
up my alley, bro.
Because
Oh,
that
like-
doesn't seem so fucking wild to me. Like ghosts is one thing, but I mean like
Cryptozoology?
the word you just said.
Cryptozoology.
Cryptozoology. Because the fucking planet is
Oh.
so insane. Like it doesn't even really seem like a conspiracy theory to me to be like, yeah, there's probably some weird things we haven't discovered yet. That
Yeah.
just seems kind of expected.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got so much on that shit.
What?
I love cryptozoology. That's like my thing. If there was a course for that shit, like here, I would be all about that.
Chupacabra.
It's
Require you to stay in class.
Bigfoot, bro.
One of my favorites is the the dragon in the States. No, fuck me then. Never move on.
The dragon in the States.
Yeah,
The Antichrist, Donald Trump?
no, not that guy. No, there's a sports team named after the creature. It's
The
just
New Jersey Devil?
The New Jersey Devil.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
New Jersey Devil.
I
Yeah.
love the story behind that one because there's a
But
little
Mothman.
Mothman's really fucking weird and cool too because he just showed up at a disaster twice, once or twice,
Twice.
twice,
Three times,
and
maybe.
then never again.
Okay, go with the devil. Sorry.
But the New Jersey Devil has a little bit of a peppering of Christianity and Satan,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So like a mother gave birth to 12 children, and on the 13th, she's like, this baby's going to be the devil. And sure as shit, when it plopped out, had a goat's head, hooves, kind of a normalish looking man body, arms, and big fucking bat wings, and flew right out the fucking window.
Right, straight out the vagina, out the window. Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah, that one's. I mean, there are some definitely far-fetched, but like the chupacabra,
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's
Mexican.
Yeah, the sheep. Is it a cow eater or sheep eater?
I think
Is
it's
it
sheep.
Sheep eater.
But I believe in other countries, I think actually if you go southern more, even like in the Brazil area, which makes sense, there are other like versions of the chupacabra.
Yeah, what does it do? Like decapitate them or something?
I know there's
like
one
that?
theory where it eat the bones out through.
Yeah,
There's one
yeah.
where it's like a bloodsucker, almost like a vampire. It just eats like a normal creature would, you know.
And then there's Nessie. Did you know there's actually a fucking rumor? There's a monster in Lake Erie. It's been
Lake Erie?
like sightings since like the 1800s. I just found that out.
What?
Can't remember the name of it, but
another
there's
reason
one
to
in,
not go in the water.
Yeah, at Lake Erie.
I
There's
heard
one
about the one in
BC.
yeah.
There's one in Lake Erie. There's Nessie. Then there's another one somewhere. I can't fucking.
Ogopogo.
Yeah,
Ogopogo's in
Ogopogo.
BC,
Oh really?
isn't it?
Oh,
Isn't Ogopogo? I think Ogopogo's BC. I think there's one on the East Coast.
Champ. There's also one called Champ.
That's it.
Yeah.
Champ is can't remember what Champ is.
I can't remember either.
There's a
what's
bunch
the
of them.
okay? So, all right. So here's why I don't believe in Nessie, because all of the sightings of it have been proven to be something else. Like, not kinda like the one. Obviously, the surgeon's photograph. Everyone knows about that one. Was a famous hoax, but they've dredged that fucking lake.
Yeah.
They've done everything shy of pulling the last drops of water out of it. There's nothing in there.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think anyway.
I don't know. The only way they said that it could be possible is if it was like deep ass underground caverns with air
that's what I
pockets.
heard.
And what are they? Plesiosaurs.
Plesiosaur.
A plesiosaur would stay with its family and reproduce through all the time and avoid the ice age through there. There'd be because it was so deep. It's such a deep lock. It's possible, but probably not.
Yeah, I just
But again, like
that one doesn't seem like it to me.
it's a stretch, but you know the horseshoe crabs. Those things have been around since
Dude, Crocs,
fucking
bro.
dinosaurs, right?
The giant fucking squid that they just finally or the
That's
colossal
so fucking
squid.
wild.
A colossal squid, bro.
Wild? How about fuck that?
No,
That's
for
just
real,
at a
fuck
whole new
that.
level.
Wait till they find the megalodon again.
I don't
That's
see.
fucking in there.
I
still.
think the megalodon's not. I think the megalodon's not gonna show up
Really.
I hope it doesn't. If you're listening, Megalodon, stay fucking hidden.
Stay fucking
please.
hidden.
because the megalodon right now is like, oh, well, I guess I'm not wanted here.
Well,
Fucking-
because I remember the only time I heard the possibility of a megalodon was there was a tracker on a shark, and it went from point A to point B in a much faster time than a shark would travel, and much deeper than a great white shark would travel. The shark was like 16 foot, and I was
Right.
just gone. And I'm like, ugh.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
that could be a fucking sperm whale.
Could be any. You're right. But for something to take up a 16-foot great white shark, a predator of the ocean, to take it down from a depth so quickly.
Yeah, but
that's
they
what
also
scares me.
just
Well, no,
found out
because-
that great whites dive way deeper than they
Oh,
ever
well, then-
thought, and
okay,
they
well, that's
just
new- that's new
found
for me
that
then.
out.
That's new for me then.
They also just found out that sharks are more the scavengers of the sea.
No shit.
They hunt, but their main source of food
is leftovers.
is just leftovers, like
So,
dead whale
like the
carcasses.
T-Rex.
Yeah, like a
Scavenger.
scavenger. It can still hunt. Don't get me wrong, and that's why you see it because it's fucking cool, right? When a shark jumps out of the water
Yeah.
with a fish and smoke, whatever, right?
So cool.
But
Did
yeah.
y'all see? Did y'all see Blue Planet
No, I heard
with the? I think they just call it a whale fall when a whale dies.
Oh yeah.
they've got-
That's where I watched it.
Time lapse over like some like 6 months or something. I don't know how the fuck they did it. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But of this whale carcass, and so first, obviously, you see like the bigger thing, and there's like these cold water sharks that live. They think over 100 years because they move so slow. So metabolism is actually a factor in aging, right? So they come first, and it's weird because they're fucking so slow. So slow. Like you would not even be afraid of these things. And then just when they get to the carcass, they're like, and they all go fucking insane. Yeah. And then like
Nuts.
all the smaller things come and all the microorganisms, and eventually there's just fucking bones.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
it is cool.
It's so cool.
It's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
I
And,
hate the ocean so much.
But think about it though. They found the colossal squid, right? They just got video footage of it, and if it lives at that depth of the ocean, would they say like 92% of the ocean or something like that is still undiscovered?
Unexplored.
Right?
Yeah.
So think of how many fucking colossal squid are down there. A fucking megalodon could just chill down there, bro.
Well, like when the
But I think it's an issue of food supply.
Yeah, I think you're right. I honestly believe that it's not actually there.
Well,
Because understanding the demands of a shark, right? We know that principally anyway. The oceans barely even have enough to sustain a race like that, let alone sustain one that lived that deep where
Right.
everything's extremely scarce.
Yeah.
So if there were megalodons, we'd see them.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I believe it too. It's like that oarfish.
The oarfish?
The oarfish
That
in
huge
Japan that comes
funky-looking
around
thing.
before the I think it was the
Oh,
2014
the big-
tsunami. The big long snake. It looks like a dragon. It's like a Japanese dragon.
What?
But it's a
Yeah.
fish. Look up the oarfish. They live at super deep depths, and then they fucking come back. Like it's been through legend, like ancient Japan and stuff. They
Yeah.
draw oarfish before natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis.
Also, because I got to bring up Nordic mythology, the oarfish has been mentioned.
Oh yeah, probably yeah.
Yeah, actually, there was when I remember it was a couple years ago when
looks like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
right when a few years ago when Ragnarok was supposed to happen based
Right.
on their calendar, you're supposed to hear horns in the sky and oarfish. You're supposed to see them popping up all over the
Well,
place.
we did see the oarfish. They came up before the tsunami, that big ass tsunami.
Because they know better.
2014 was it? Was it 2014 or was it 2004?
I don't remember.
The one that hit Japan?
Yeah, the one that hit Asia. There was a lot of sightings of oarfish at like oil rigs and stuff right before that happened. And then I think Fukushima. When did Fukushima happen? Was that with
That was 2014.
That was
That was
2014.
2014. Yeah. So those same tsunami. Yeah.
Oarfish.
Oh yeah, they're scary, bro.
they're fucked up, man. They're like
Well, scary. I think I don't. Well,
there's a bunch of fucked up shit, man. They didn't even think they found a prehistoric shark that's been like alive for 300 and
it was the whale shark, wasn't
56
it?
years. No, it was like a shark.
Yeah. Well, the whale shark is a shark.
No, I know, but like it was. Hold on.
Yeah,
let me
no,
look this up.
it's been almost 400
It's not the
years
whale
old.
shark.
No, it's definitely not whale.
But I do respect that whale shark. I love the whale shark.
They're nice. Anyways.
Man, how sick were those fucking pictures I sent you?
Oh, dude, I want to do
Did you
shark
look at
photography
that
so bad.
photographer's account?
No, I didn't. I didn't have time.
He had a ton of crazy.
I'm
Because
gonna go back
obviously
and-
he was trying forever to get that shot.
Yeah.
And so he had all these incredible shark ones. It's just obviously that's the Jaws one, so it made it.
You see the video,
Greenland shark.
the Greenland
That's it, the
Greenland
Greenland
shark.
shark.
That's it. I'll show Mickey.
Possibly
I think I know what you're
to
talking about.
500.
500 years.
Couple lifetimes of that fucking shark.
Oh, yeah.
This
Take
thing.
you back to Jesus.
Looks like a dog.
Yeah, it's a dog shark. It's fucking old.
Look at it. Look at his little nose.
Someone feed me. Yeah, you want to see the coolest shark though? While we're on sharks, real quick here.
The only creature I would actually listen to when it would say "back in my
Bro.
day."
This is my favorite. This is probably my favorite animal of all time.
Oh, the goblin shark.
The goblin shark.
Fuck those
I
things.
fucking love the goblin shark, bro. My computer's so
It looks
shit.
fake.
I know.
No,
You ever watch it?
There's
eat?
been since
you ever watch it
eat?
since like
Yeah.
1910. There's been like 6 sightings of these fucking things.
Yeah.
Like those are
Deep
at
fucking-
depths.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
so cryptozoology.
I mean, regular zoology
Yeah.
is fucked enough.
So cryptozoology. I mean, one of the biggest cases is fucking Bigfoot. Obviously, worldwide, Bigfoot.
Yeah,
bitch.
I'd say so.
okay,
Bigfoot,
so
Yeti.
where you guys
Sasquatch.
stand on Bigfoot?
I think Bigfoot's real.
Now, all right, Mickey.
I have to. I'll say yeah. I think there's got to be something going on out there.
Okay, I think no, but when you say Bigfoot, what do you mean?
I mean, like a humanoid primate.
The North American one, not the Himalayan one.
They're all this. They're not all the same. They're different. Obviously, they probably
Species.
evolved differently because of the environment, but they're all probably related to the same thing.
Okay.
Now, are they?
A subgenus of Homo sapien, pretty much.
Homo erectus.
Whatever, Homo erectus. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. There's some very interesting studies.
Could those ones like on the different continents? Could they breed, or are they separate species?
Well, they probably could. I don't know. Like if like Canada Bigfoot with banged the China
but
Bigfoot or something.
Where was the
China
divergence?
Bigfoot.
I don't know. It was probably just like how
You
humans.
kind of
separated.
just said like Chinaman, but for Bigfoot, that might have been racist.
Well, I said Canada. I said 2 countries.
The China Bigfoot.
I was trying to understand if it's like, if you're like meant like East and West. I guess I should have said that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that is
I'm
what I mean.
Bigfoot racist, apparently.
For something that may not even exist, we are racist towards.
So there's a bunch of different names, but essentially they're just a primate, a bipedal primate, is what they say. Jane Goodall actually had some interesting stuff to
Jane
say
Goodall
about,
was mad into fucking Bigfoot.
She thinks they existed. There's a couple other. There's like I think the Institute of Zoology in the United States actually recognizes Bigfoot as a creature.
What?
Yeah, but it's not. There's one study that was completed.
Yep.
And it was like I think 101 samples of like
Watch yourself
DNA,
there. Yeah.
tissue, hair, just a bunch of bullshit people found were tested, and
Dumb.
they said that they found like a DNA, that an unknown thing, but it was like percent human,
No shit, eh?
percent primate and something else or some shit like that. I don't know. I had it up here.
There you go.
Anyway, it's just weird. But like then the scientific community dismisses that because they say anybody can apply to that and just get the name pretty much confirmed, I guess. Like in case the species is a real thing, the name is already in the zoology thing. You know what I mean?
Kind of
It's
like the periodic
just the
table of
name,
elements,
right?
how,
Like you
they're
can,
not discovered yet, but they may
they're
be.
they're possibly there. So once
it's
it's
like
confirmed,
theorized.
yeah. So it's kind of like a gray area. But then there's some videos. I mean, it could be fake. I don't fucking know. There's a lot of videos, but a lot of them could be fake.
See, the reason that I struggle with the videos is because we are now in the age of the iPhone.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get a good shot.
No, there's high def videos.
except
dude.
of like my ass.
Have you seen those fucking crazy videos? This guy went in. I guess he went into like what's that park? Yosemite. I think it's Yosemite.
Yosemite, yeah.
I think it's that one. He went in and he just went in for like weeks. It's so long that people called him missing. Like he just stayed in there. And he's like a survivor guy, Bigfoot enthusiast. And he brought his camera and apparently he found a colony or a family of Bigfoot and he got fucking video of it. Now it's very easy to dismiss though. It could be extremely fake. I don't know. But it's there. And it looks fucking kind of real. And it's kind of creepy because it looks real. Like certain parts, you're like, how'd they fake that? Like the face is like so, like if it's a mask, it's like the best mask like ever. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the masks today are
What's this
pretty
motherfucker?
fucking
Look
good.
it up.
I'm gonna look it up. What's this motherfucker's name?
I don't know. Just
sick.
dude, it's been years since I've seen it. Like probably 2 years. Look up like Bigfoot. Here, I'll just look it up.
Bigfoot penis.
Bigfoot penis.
It's going
Bigfoot.
to bring up porn, guys. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I almost typed penis too, son of a bitch.
Well,
Bigfoot. Yu-Gi-Oh. What? Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh was so good.
I guess. I watched like the first season of it, and then I got bored.
I got bored of you.
There's the old. There. It's not the Patterson footage. That's garbage.
This is 2000.
I think it's this one right here.
All right, let's see.
I think this is it. The clearest. I don't know. This could be totally fake, bro. It's loading.
All right.
For some reason, my computer's just dog shit right now.
I don't fucking have a problem with it. It's just
Oh, with
Like-
Bigfoot?
yeah, with any of these things, it's just like meet your burden of proof. And if this video is there, like why haven't the choppers flown in
Right.
to check it out?
No,
you
I know, and I agree with you. Like,
And it's probably got some bullshit attached to it, like
I mean, this
I
only
didn't
has-
know where I was when I got this footage.
dude, this only has 322,000 views. Like, it's not.
Not publicized. Sorry
It's-
about that, but
I don't know. Like, I'm very skeptical on everything. Like, it's not like, but I honestly think Bigfoot's real.
All right.
And I looked into the missing 411. You ever hear of that? There's like 1,400 unexplained cases of people missing from national parks in America.
yeah. Well, most of them were hitchhikers though, and that's
Yes.
just hard.
Well, when you start looking at some cases, mind you, I did not look at 1,400 cases. I looked at probably about 20 max. Like skim through them.
Sure.
Is this gonna fucking load?
Probably.
Anyway, and you start dismissing like the girl who drove down there to train and then disappeared, right? Because she was a trail runner. She probably fell off a fucking cliff and drowned. Like that.
Accidents happen.
Yo. Okay, here it is.
Watching.
Strange but true stories. The clearest Bigfoot photos ever.
Let's see it. Just give me these photos.
Okay, hold on. This is like a fucking.
There's always some asshole that needs
Yeah,
to serve
it's
an
some
asshole.
fucking like guy who made like a fucking medley of this shit. Oh, I hate this shit. I just want to see the. This isn't what I wanted.
It's
I'll
just
find
an
it. I'll
ass up
find
in
it.
the air. What about like any other species? Are there any other species you believe?
I don't know, man.
Fairies.
Yeah, there's 3 right here.
Oh.
Dude, there's conspiracies about every fucking creature ever, like
Oh, sure.
unicorns,
Absolutely.
fairies. Seriously,
Well,
fairies. Like there's.
what's the one island? Is it? What's the island around here? It's called Fighting Island, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I get, put that in my head. Not Oak Island, because that's another conspiracy theory right there.
Oh man, Oak Island, that fucking makes me so goddamn mad.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's another one.
Oak Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because History Channel is one of the 2 channels we get at work.
Yep.
So the guys are always watching this bullshit. And it's like, I can fucking show you the actual facts behind all of this stuff. And, you know, just because they play scary music over it and talk about a theory, but they never find anything.
No, it drives me nuts.
There's
Yeah, it's so
nothing there.
stupid.
See, this is fucking
But
weird, man.
Plum Island.
Plum Island.
Plum Island.
I'm pretty
I've
sure
heard
Plum
of it.
Island.
Plum Island is New York.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
they do all those. Supposedly, that's where they do a lot of testing on animals and DNA testing and manipulation and shit like that. And they found this weird looking creature on a beach, like sun baked, and the whole thing. It was dead, but it was
That was a hoax. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, then fuck me. I got nothing.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. A lot of times they'll find like these strange creatures washed ashore, and it's just like something that's been in the sun for too long, and it
Yeah.
doesn't look like anything anymore.
Well, it was just weird because it had a beak. It looked like it had a beak, and I'm like, this is a weird looking creature to me. But I'm not a fucking person who studies animals to that
Where
depth.
the
so.
fuck did this video go, dude?
I don't know, dog. Maybe,
Conspiracy.
he made it up.
Government took it off.
Maybe the government took it down. So this is what this is what I was talking about with a coworker at work today. We're discussing various conspiracy theories. Why can't I talk today?
It's okay. I'm not listening anyways.
I said, okay, so you've got the global elites who you think have some crazy conspiracy to control the entire world.
Sure.
They're trying to keep humanity in line for whatever reason, you know. And they did fucking MK Ultra.
Oh,
and
MK Ultra.
they've been making up history the entire way. And they've come up with this fucking round earth conspiracy. These fucking bastards. And they've created NASA, and they've forged these photographs and all this fucking nonsense. And all of these facts got out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you think you're the smart one? What?
Yeah.
What the
no, that's
fuck?
a big part of it, right?
Like, that's
Though-
how it got out? Get the fuck out of here.
Conspiracy theory here is let them believe it is so they sound crazy so that people won't believe them. That's another part of it. Because if it's okay, now there is a theory of exactly that. When they are in fear of the actual truth coming out, what they'll do is they'll put it in a light to which it seems comical, less likely to be believed. And I can't remember the show, but I think it was a taxi show from like the 70s. I don't know, just bear
I
with
thought you were
me.
going to talk about fake taxi.
No. I can't pay.
Fuck, man. I can't find this. but
So there was an episode, and this guy, and so I'm watching a video of conspiracy theories. This guy's trying to prove his point that when one is trying to prove a conspiracy theory, the government will turn around and make it look stupid on a TV show in which they control.
Okay.
So it was an episode where this guy comes in, like, just blubbering not blubbering, just going off like an idiot. It's like, oh, these guys. You know, like, you gotta watch out for Big Pharma. You gotta watch out for shadow governments, blah, blah. And on the backtrack, it's laughter, right? Like, oh, this guy's just an insane. It's like, no, you gotta listen to me. And they just play it off like they're just bonkers. That's another level of conspiracy theory where, like I just said, to make it seem like less believable because it's now out there, why would we believe it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And there's a reasonable amount of distrust for authority. Like,
Well,
it makes sense. Like Big Pharma, yeah.
You
don't
mentioned-
really trust Big Pharma.
You mentioned MK Ultra. At one point, that was a theory, and it has now since been proven fact. Which those kind of things scare me. Like, again, sure, they're few and far between, but holy fuck. If that comes out, yeah, we did do illegal testing with mind-altering drugs to try and control people, and that's just what we know. That's just messed up. Like, this is
Yeah, but the fucking jumps that people are willing to make. This is what's crazy to me. So you go from government testing of questionable ethics to, ascertain control over people's minds.
Well, that's where the stretch comes in. The fact is the testing was done. The reasoning, and that's where the stretch comes in.
The stretch comes in when they go, this was an experiment in telekinetic power or telepathic.
Men Who Stare at Goats. It was a book and also a movie. Essentially, there was, again, it's documented. You can look up Men Who Stare at Goats, where they try with telepathic people who they believed had more a higher level of their ability to use their brain, and they would stare at goats. And apparently, one goat actually died. Not the one they were staring at, though. But it's documented that they tried.
What are you guys talking about?
Men Who Stare at Goats, MK Ultra.
Oh, MK Ultra, the brainwash thing? They thought that a lot of mass shootings were that, too. They blamed that.
Oh.
Really?
The one in Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, the Joker guy. I read a bunch of, MK Ultra conspiracies on that. And I even the one with the country music festival in Las Vegas.
It just doesn't. I'm not.
No.
I'm
not saying I believe it.
No,
I'm just saying that's what people say online.
No,
again, more for the record, we're just expressing theories. We're not necessarily backing them up.
I just think if I was at a country music festival, I wouldn't be having the best day either. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
God damn it.
All right, I found it. It's called the Todd Standing video.
Todd Standing?
I bet you he wasn't standing.
Okay, there's also a video on BBC Planet Earth.
Okay.
I think it's Planet Earth or it's something like that, where they're doing a sweep of a stampede, and at the top of the screen you see this fucking thing walking, and it's huge. It could be a black bear. They don't really know, but it looks like it's bipedal. And it's fucking weird. I can't find the video anywhere I'm looking right now. They can also pop up in a costume and just prank the entire world, just like Game of Thrones with the Starbucks cup or whatever.
Oh my god. Okay, so remember how we were talking to a friend about a questionable marketing decision?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, my suggestion was to joke it off. HBO's official response to that Starbucks cup was to say, it has come to our attention that Daenerys Stormborn had a latte cup. This was an error. It was supposed to be an herbal tea.
Oh, for the love.
That was the perfect way to fucking play that off.
I will say though, it actually wasn't in front of Daenerys. It was actually in front of where John was sitting. Actually, look at.
All right, you want to watch this or what? This is the fucking video. Could be fake. I don't fucking know. This is Todd Standing Bigfoot.
Holy fuck, that's creepy looking.
Doesn't look like anything.
It's right there.
You didn't see it?
That's a guy. That's an old guy. That's not Bigfoot.
Thank you.
Okay, there's gonna be more, so just wait.
Hold on to your butts.
This is from a film called Discovering Bigfoot or something, or Finding Bigfoot. Obviously,
why haven't they found
Okay,
him
here we
yet?
go.
Oh, there they go. See,
I have never more obviously seen a dude in a suit.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Either it's fake or it's like a legit dude, like a Bigfoot.
It's either it's fake or it's not.
But just keep
Tide
watching.
goes in, tide goes
just
out.
Keep watching. Is what it is, right? See, Bigfoot's riding the fucking. He's fucking riding the 6-wheeler. Look at this guy.
Bigfoot wears camo.
Yeah, he wears He's got a rifle.
Well, he would. I would.
Bigfoot loves.
Why is this guy just rock climbing? Where's okay? That's a black bear.
Yeah.
I think they're comparing things.
Okay.
Oh, that's a guy in camo.
He's got one of those ghillie suits.
Oh, that was crazy. That guy just popped out of nowhere. I think these guys are just showing off their shit. Okay, what's this?
Guy in a ghillie suit again. It's gotta be.
I think they're doing fucking. Is this even the fucking video? I'm so fucking upset. That's not even the.
Well, sorry about the anticlimactic.
No, there's like fucking.
There's what?
There's video, like a long video on it,
Yeah.
and like you see other Bigfoot. It's fucking weird, dude.
If anybody finds it, please email it to us at freshlickandmick@gmail.com.
So I want to talk about 411. Okay, still missing 411. I got off topic, and then we started talking about MK Ultra.
We started with cryptozoology, and went there.
Yeah. So I looked at some cases, and yeah, obviously, man, like some of them can be like a write off, right? Like
Sure.
obviously these people fucked up and died, and but then there's some that are so weird. And then the weird thing is because there's a movie made about it, and it's true. Like it's based on this guy was the guy who wrote it is David Palu. How do you say that? Polides. He was
Maybe.
a former
Polides?
police detective who
Polides?
wrote two books on Bigfoot
Yep.
after he retired, and then he started finding all these cases in the national parks of these missing people that just fucking disappeared.
Sure.
Like then there was like he kind of made coincidences with some of them, and it's kind of sketchy like everything you fucking watch on YouTube or anything.
Sure.
But
But
sorry, I'm trying to find this video.
Don't worry
Anyway,
about it.
Started as a Bigfoot dude.
yeah, no, he was a police detective.
Yeah, and then
first.
he was a Bigfoot dude.
Yeah.
I think he just found out that there's a fucking gold mine here. That's what I think.
I do too. But also, he does not in these missing 411s ever mention Bigfoot. He never brings Bigfoot up.
No, I understand that, but I mean,
So I came across a very interesting case. Well, a couple cases, but this one was.
for the 411.
Yeah, it's called The Strange Case of Keith Parkins.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how it goes. And I compared this to like the movie, and it's pretty accurate.
What's the movie called?
Missing 411.
Oh, okay.
It's on Amazon Prime. 2-year-old Keith Parkins was playing around a barn, the barn of the family ranch with siblings on the afternoon of April 10th, 1952 in Oregon when they were called inside. But Keith didn't answer the call, so he never came inside. And then they began the search, then a small search, then a massive one, but no one could find him. Several hours later, at a distance of some 4 miles, searchers happened to stumble upon some footprints in a clearing, but no Keith. This is really fucking badly typed. So the search continued for a total of 20 hours. And so I guess in total, the toddler traveled 12 miles in sub-zero temperatures. This was in the winter.
Holy shit.
In the snow through thick bush and barbed wire fences. And they found him on a fucking hill, face down in the snow with his hat and his shirt next to him.
Next to him.
Yeah, like not on him. He was just asleep in the snow.
Well, probably because the hypothermia, he probably started taking it off.
Take it off.
Yeah.
That's what they think. Now, all of these people were found like naked or half naked, though, which is weird.
Hypothermia does that, though.
Yeah, but it's not all in the winter.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. See, so there's like a correlation there. Anyway, this is a weird case because,
that just sounds like a rapey dude is out in the
yeah, but Survivor Man.
But still 12 miles away, though? For a toddler? Like, even a person to carry somebody? Like, I don't know. Man.
His mother said that he was out of her eyes for like 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, but if you're out in the woods or whatever.
No, they're at a barn. They're at the family barn. They're just in like around their barn.
Maybe
and then he was gone, and then 20 hours later he was found 12 miles away through
That's
fucking
not that fast.
For a toddler through bush and
A 2-year-old.
barbed wire?
barbed wired and bush. Okay, so there's a video that in this movie they get Les Stroud, Survivor Man,
Okay.
to come and replicate the trek that he took. So the footprints they found were like, I think they said east,
Sure.
and he was found west of the barn. So he kind of went up and then over.
Okay.
So Les Stroud did this,
yeah.
and he straight up said he's like a fucking full-grown man like myself. There's video of him in the like taking the trail, or not even a trail, just like trying to find his way in the pitch black, going through. He's like, I can't even move. I can't even see 2 feet in front of me. He's like, if a 2-year-old toddler ran away and went on an adventure or something,
Yeah.
like just got lost, there's no way he could navigate through this. They'd just probably stop and get completely scared. Like, you know what I mean? Or they kept walking. But
I mean, we've all seen things happen.
oh, and he
to
was
like
found 500, 600 feet up too on a small mountain at the very top. So like Les Stroud climbed this shit too, and he's like, "There's no fucking way." And like you watch him, like I'll link you the video, and you watch this guy do it. You're like, "There's no way a 2-year-old would never make it there. Like he'd fucking die."
All right, so he could have been brought there,
Yes, 100%.
I think an eagle picked him up.
or the story could be massively exaggerated.
Yep.
Or the details of the story could simply be wrong. Like, there's a lot of ways this could not be some
I know.
crazy
This is
shit.
this is the conspiracy theory episode.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So-
I just.
But I think
My gut reaction when I hear shit like that is, okay, what are all the ways in which this is easily explainable?
But this isn't the only thing.
right.
The only case. That's why it's weird, because there's cases like this happening all over. Like there was another case of a boy. They were like down near a stream, and he was skipping rocks, and his parents took 2 minutes, took their eyes off, like went just turned around and grabbed something, gone, just fucking gone, and then they never found him, never found this kid. But then the search was going on, and there were hikers in the park too,
Yep.
and they said that they didn't know at this point that there was a search for a little boy. They had no idea.
yeah.
So at one point in their hike, they said they looked up because they saw movement on this thing called the Devil's Nest, because it's at the very top of like a large thing.
Sure.
And they said they saw a naked toddler, like kid. I think he might have been like 5 or 6 at the time.
Okay.
He was fully naked. And then they said like there's like mist around him, so they couldn't really see or whatever.
Sure.
They said he looked like he got jerked back.
Oh.
But at the time they had no idea that there was a missing kid, so like they couldn't even make their way up there. Like
No.
by the time they got up there, you know,
He was gone.
yeah, he was gone. I think they actually did go up there. I can't remember. Anyway, and then they got back to their camp or whatever, and they found out
Seriously? Holy fuck.
that. Oh, what happened?
Another fucking tick, bro.
Let's see it.
No, I don't want to see it. They're gross.
Oh,
That's a bigger one.
that's a fucking huge tick.
On his ear. What the fuck is going on, man?
Check everybody. Anyone listen? Check yourself. Check your pets.
Yeah, that's big. That's a big fucking tick.
Real big tick problem right now.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that sucks.
so-
anyway, so like they got back to their camp, and then they realized like, oh fuck, that was the kid we saw. Like it matched the description of the kid perfectly, I guess. Yeah, just weird shit. I mean, there's like 1,400 cases of people just vanishing. Like I said, a lot of it's probably a write-off. A lot of people fell. But then there's those weird ones, like the kids that are found miles away or years later.
Yeah.
Like decomposed or like with no foul play or anything.
Just
Like it's
gone.
just gone. They just vanish. Bigfoot, bro.
Wait, so you think Bigfoot did that?
Well, like, think about it. Think of like the
We're just
animal
mixing-
kingdom.
mixing our
think
shit
about
up?
the animal kingdom. I've seen shit where like when a mother, even of a predatory mother, will take on prey's babies. Right?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that definitely that's happened in.
What
in
if it's a
nature.
distraught Bigfoot who lost a child, who thinks, "Hey, that looks kind of like my
Tarzan.
fucking child," takes it, rips the clothes off because what are these?
Sure.
Right? And tries to raise it but doesn't know how to feed it, and they die. So they die of natural causes, and then Bigfoot would bring them back to like
Where
closer
they found
location.
him.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Yeah, so
Whoops.
maybe who knows, right? Like I'm just saying. It's just kind of like
It's a theory.
it's a theory. It's a conspiracy theory.
There you go.
Anyway, I just think that it's weird. Either there's like some serial killers stalking the parks or whatever, but like
Well, mountain men, why not?
Seems
Yeah.
highly likely.
yeah, I mean, you're right. 100%.
Like that kind of be the spot.
Well, there's cases too of another one where like they found the remains and they found the clothes at like there was only like one rip in them, and like the police said that a mountain lion took the clothes off the kid and then killed the kid, and the father's like, "Why? I don't believe that at all." Like when they told me that, I could just tell it was a lie,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. This guy thinks that there's like I don't know. I don't even know what he thinks. 'cause
Another
I didn't
one.
read books.
Oh my fucking! I'm sorry.
I didn't even read books or anything on this. There's like 6 books on this. So it goes deep, man. It's worth like a little. It's interesting. I'm not
Little
gonna say like what-
Peering down the rabbit hole.
yeah, it's kind of weird, but there's just like this disappearance thing. A lot of people don't know what it is.
It just seems to me that in these great wilderness expanses, it's not fucking crazy for people to get lost.
No. Well,
No,
adults do it all the
100%.
time,
You're right. But I'm just saying, I don't like. I have a 3-year-old kid, right? I've been on a trail with a 3-year-old kid. Like 3-year-olds get distracted easily, and like, I know my kid. If she just wandered off and was in a dark bush, she would just collapse of fear and probably pass out. Seriously, like, would you? Like, or like you call out, you yell, and then you get eaten by something. But this kid didn't get eaten. This kid wasn't damaged. Like, he would nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it was just weird. I just don't see after looking at the environment that it took place in,
Yeah.
it was, to me, it was impossible that a 2-year-old could either make it there themselves or like, why would some dude bring them there and then just leave them unless it's a rapey dude?
Well, again, if you're going to leave
like,
somebody anywhere, do it in a place where they question why they're there at all, not how they got there. Just like, this is weird. They shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I guess that's true.
I mean, like, it almost leads to their being brought there by someone or something. But there's no, like, sexual, shit like that. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened other than these kids can't remember anything. Like, and they're
That's
2.
fucked up.
They're 2 and to 6, right? And they can't remember. So, like, I kind of understand, like, it's hard for a 2-year-old to translate what happened to
Sure,
them, right?
absolutely.
Obviously. But, like, yeah, to this day, he can't remember, in the interview, he just has no idea. He still has the clothes that he was wearing. Like, he just doesn't know what happened. Like, his clothes were ripped from the barbed wire and stuff. So it showed that he went through the fence, but they just don't know if it was, like, half and half. Like, he wandered off and then something happened.
Right.
Right? Like, no one knows. It's just weird. It's fucking weird. To scale that, like I said, like it's one thing me telling you, but when you like visually see
Yeah, I
the
understand.
environment, right? Like you're just kind of like you dismiss like the kid could even. It's fucked up. Anyway,
See, that's the sort of shit that actually gets me more than some flat earth shit or something, because that's the sort of thing like, okay, so here's a person and this person is still alive,
Right.
They didn't like vanish or whatever, because that's
Right.
kind of an easy write-off. It's kind of a cop-out. But like now you've got this story you can't fucking explain. That's wild.
And then the weirder thing, like I was telling you guys out on our intermission, is you search this guy and there's nothing except one Reddit thread. The Keith Perkins guy. Who's still alive. One of the only people who's still alive from these 411 cases or whatever. I can't find anything except this one like Reddit thing and some little like links that kind of say some shit.
Sure.
But he's in the fucking movie. He's in the books. He's a real person. Like this is a real account, but you can't find anything on his case. But you can find a lot on other people, like other cases in the series, which I thought was kind of fucking weird. I don't know why you couldn't find anything on the guy who's alive. You think they'd look into it a little bit more?
You'd think they'd try, or unless he's become a recluse because whatever happened was just so
it could be
scarring to his psyche. He's like, I just don't even want to talk about it.
But I don't know. Bigfoot's just, it pops to my mind. Like
that's where you go with that, though.
Yeah, because then you're talking about a dude who's kidnapping a 2-year-old, carrying a 2-year-old, and traversing through this in the middle of the night in the snow and climbing a mountain.
Maybe
for
it
what
was
reason?
Survivor, man.
Maybe it was less stress. No, but you know what I mean? Like, for what reason would you just kidnap a kid, carry him through the fucking bush in the snow, not do anything, not kill him,
just leave
and just leave him up on top of the fucking mountain just for shits and giggles? Like, I mean, I guess there are people that are fucked up like that, but it just keeps happening to people. So it's weird. It's just weird.
Maybe he wouldn't stop crying.
My theory is a distressed mother Bigfoot who's obviously going through. I think, honestly, bro, I think Bigfoot are real. Like, you guys want to go on an expedition? Like, let's just take this paranormal thing to the next level. We'll try to find shit.
You just spoke of people going missing in the woods.
I'm okay with that, with me going missing.
I am not.
Hey, you base camp.
I will base. Oh, baby,
No, because he's gonna get left alone, and me and you are gonna come
Yeah,
back. To
I'm
the
gonna
camp.
get fucking.
Oh no,
killed.
he's gonna be in a
"Where's
hotel.
Mickey?"
Yeah,
He's gonna be in a hotel in the
gonna be
closest
like-
city with a cell phone talking to us.
and he's still gonna disappear.
Yeah, he's still gonna
Well,
die.
it's gonna be like that conspiracy with the Russian mountain climbers who were found dead on the mountainside with no explanation as to why, and it was a huge government cover up. There was a little bit of radioactivity found somewhere.
Ooh.
People and like they've deduced that they cut themselves out of the tent. Nothing was coming in. They were trying to get out, which is weird.
Is this the one you picked?
No,
Oh.
that's just one to think about.
Oh, that is weird.
Scary.
That kind of shit freaks me out. I mean,
Yeah, and actually, only one person didn't. One of the original people were supposed to go didn't because he was sick, but he's pretty scarred from that because everybody died. Every single one.
That's
And there's
fucked up.
people found, a little bit outside the tent with their fully clothed, and there's people who are out further, fully nude. 2 people right next to each other.
can you
Nude in the
link
snow.
me some shit to this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, go with yours. What one did you research, Mickey? Because I want to talk about a really, really big one after Mickey goes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I spent some time on this trying to figure out which one I wanted to go with. Do I want to go with something obvious and kind of elaborate more on it? Something, whatever. So one I found and I ignored for a long time and decided to take it upon myself to divulge. And I was quite surprised at the contents, but I laughed at it first, and you guys may. Oh boy. The conspiracy of the Titanic.
Oh, what?
What?
I've never heard about this.
So when I was going
The
down
Titanic? It was a boat.
the ship,
What are boats?
you know, Bigfoot.
Water is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
So when I was going down the rabbit hole, just YouTube conspiracies, 3 o'clock in the morning, like, what is this? It always would pop in my feed. Oh, Titanic. I was like, man,
Fuck you,
up.
Tide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So this kind of plays into a little bit of New World Order,
Ooh.
little bit of Federal Reserve going on here.
What?
So right off the bat, J.P. Morgan was contracted to build the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, the Olympic and the Britannic.
Yeah.
I knew that.
So, as J.P. Morgan was a big financier and essentially the contractor, he last minute, with no given reason, decided not to go. Like, no, I'm not going on the Titanic.
Huh.
The Rothschild banking family
Oh, all these names you're dropping, I'm not.
is accused of arranging the deaths of 3 important men who were essentially rivals to the Rothschild bank
Fortune?
family. Yeah.
Okay.
Before I get super into it, the only other conspiracy I could find was that it never sank. It was an insurance fraud.
Okay.
But there was some evidence to prove that if they actually, because there was some damage to the
Iceberg?
the Olympic. While the Olympic was on a voyage, it sustained some damage, and they're like, "Oh, we should fix it. Let's just do an insurance fraud." But that kind of plays into what happened because what the belief is they actually switched out the Olympic for the Titanic, knowing that the Olympic was damaged, so it would more likely to sink.
Right.
So, I know. Just bear with me here. Just bear with me. So we have Jacob Astor, Isidor. I don't know. Strauss
idea.
and Benjamin Guggenheim.
Guggenheim.
3 men of the time.
Dope names.
To work with inflation, the 3 of them were worth a total of $11 billion. Now,
Same.
Wow.
it's a lot of money, but like when I think of like what
Back then?
well, no, today. It's
Oh,
$11 billion.
today.
Back
Oh.
then it was 500 million. Today it would
Okay.
equal to about 11 billion.
Okay.
So these 3 men were anti World Bank, privatized bank, stuff like that. So very much anti-Rothschild. Particularly, Jacob Astor was going to use his influence, along with the other 2 gentlemen, to go to America and go, do not let this happen. It will be the downfall of your economy and your society. Do not let this happen.
Okay. Sounds about right.
So essentially how it goes is they made this whole catastrophe happen, killed 1,500 people to cover up 3 deaths. And actually, part of it is murders. They think they're actually murdered. Based on the conspiracy theory is when the ship was beginning to sink, their entourage went to their rooms to get like, hey, we need to go. The dinghies are filled with women and children now, and they're letting on the more important people.
Right.
Time to go. They get there, and these men were beaten to death in their rooms with nothing stolen, according to this conspiracy theory. So when 1,500 people die, and again, everybody on the Titanic was pretty much noble. They were not noble, but they were of some influence. That's how they fucking got on there in the first place.
Right.
Except for, people like Mickey.
You were on the Titanic?
No, but my people were.
Yeah. Shoveling coal.
Yeah.
So they were found beaten to death in their rooms with nothing stolen.
Okay.
Now, the whole ship sinks, 1,500 people die. You don't look at necessarily the individuals, you just look at the mass.
Right. Yeah. It's a tragedy.
So the theory is J.P. Morgan, Rothschild, and I believe 2 other of the big bank families orchestrated this whole thing to cover up the deaths of these 3 men to put in their bank system. Now, a year and a half after this happened, in American Congress, they passed the Federal Reserve Act.
Oh.
A year and a half later.
Okay.
Oh, where else am I on this? Like, it was just so fucked up. Oh, and also, you see anything with the Rothschilds, Build-A-Bear, and all these other people.
Build-A-Bear?
Build. I always mispronounce. I just say Build-A-Bear because it sounds like that. Anyways, big part of the claim is that they were also responsible for the American, French, and Russian revolutions, because these were countries that were under a crown monarchy rule that wouldn't allow these people to work in their system. Like, no, we know what you're about. You can't do it. Oh, hey, why don't you guys secede? And then they financed it.
Right.
Here's a little quote that I found. Give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes its laws. That was the founder Rothschild back in 1750. Just ready to take over the fucking planet.
Yeah, pretty much. Sounds like it.
Now, to touch a little bit on my the conspiracy of the people in power allowing conspiracies to leak, so therefore to dilute their
Potency.
Is a good way to put it. The TV show Futurama.
Yeah.
They did an episode on the land Titanic.
Okay.
One of the characters' last name was Astor.
Ooh.
And actually his widowed wife played it like, Mrs. Astor, and then they talked about Mr. Astor and blah blah blah. Now, through the research of, because again, the big player was Jacob Astor. He was the big one to go over there and say, no, we're not fucking doing this. Right. In that TV show, they play him off as being a very humbled rich person. So everybody gets on, he's ready to get on himself, and he notices in the show, a little girl and her mother, and he goes, you know what? No, I'll try another one. You go, you take my seat. Apparently he's a super nice guy. And he ended up dying. And actually, so that was on the show. So I cross-referenced a cartoon.
Why not?
And I found that exact thing is written of his history.
Oh, wow.
He was a super nice guy. He allowed himself to die on the Titanic. And kind of badass about him, his wife's last sighting of him was him with another rich guy smoking a cigarette as it's going down. I'm like, all right.
That would be me.
Yeah, but that just means that the people who made Futurama knew the history. That's all that means.
Not necessarily that they knew the history, but they again, this is just the conspiracy of the government going, this is the story, just stick with it. Don't do any more digging, just go with it.
Are you trying to cite Futurama?
I'm not citing Futurama. I'm just though on another note too, just a small one that I was thinking about doing, but it was just so to the point. The new Coke conspiracy. So
I don't even know what that is.
So in 1985, Coca-Cola came out with a new formula, which is theorized to be in pretty much the same formula, but with inferior ingredients.
Okay.
With the purpose of selling a shitty product, so that when later, actually it was almost 20 years later, which is where I don't fully think that this is the case. Almost 20 years later, they came back with Coke Classic. So the belief was they purposefully made a shitty product to make more money on their original product. And once again, Futurama did a spoof on that with the Slurm episode of season 2, I believe.
That's not a fucking conspiracy. That's just marketing.
Well, and that's why I was like, no, I'm not taking that one. Like, but that's what I mean.
You just did. You just took 2 minutes to say it.
No, I was saying that's why I didn't do it, because new Coke was out for almost 20 fucking years. Like, that's a big risk. Like, if you really think a company's going to put themselves in the shitter for 20 years before coming back with a huge rebound of, oh, look how much money we made off of this product, that's too far-fetched for me.
Yeah.
But I just find that Futurama also did a thing on that.
Right.
What?
You're putting a lot of weight on Futurama, bud.
No, it's just it's funny that they just made the reference to it.
Right.
And again, part of my point of earlier of just how they make it seem less believable, more believable for the story that they want them to be told.
Speaking of Futurama.
Oh, boy.
Why don't we crack open the biggest conspiracy of all time?
9/11?
No, not 9/11. It was clearly the government.
The life of Jesus?
Well, it all ties in
Oh.
to ancient aliens.
Oh.
If any of you missed the hand gesture, it was done.
Oh, no. But, okay, aliens, extraterrestrial. I mean, that's the biggest one on Earth, man. We can talk
Is it on
Los
Earth, though?
Angeles. What?
On Earth?
Oh, maybe inside Earth. Oh, my God.
Oh man.
Oh. We can talk a bunch of extraterrestrial shit, man. What do you think about extraterrestrials? Look, it hurts them.
Wait,
It
hold on.
hurts them to be creative.
Hold on, but before we get, never mind. No, keep going. Yeah, what do you
What?
think of extraterrestrials?
What were you gonna say?
Well, no, I thought he's gonna give his conspiracy theory, but no, we'll go with the.
He did. It was flat Earth.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we talked about flat, hollow Earth.
I thought it was just that's warm up.
You're asking me an extremely general question.
Yeah, I just want a general fucking answer.
I think that there are almost certainly other intelligent races in the universe. I don't think there's any real reason to believe we have had contact with them.
Okay. So you don't believe that there is? Do you believe that there's zero extraterrestrial influence on our planet?
Today.
Well, I wouldn't phrase it like that.
Oh,
Because
Okay, go on.
the universe operates on itself, and even things like xenobacteria coming, like extremophile
Okay, all right.
organisms
I meant with
could
fucking-
change. That might have been the fucking,
What a fucking
star
douche.
seeding of evolution.
What a
No, it's
douchebag.
not
See,
a douche.
I know,
actually-
I know. I meant technologically. I meant in modern day society,
No,
like direct
no,
impact on.
no.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry,
no.
I know what you're.
I can answer you no on that.
Right. Okay. What about you? What's your view on that?
there's two parts. There's the part that wants to believe on pretty much nothing but what I'm told,
Right.
and also the part that wants to believe because I want to believe that there's more out there.
Right.
I don't trust my government for fuck all. I don't trust anybody's government for fuck all.
Okay.
Do I believe that they would keep things like that from me? Absolutely. So should they exist, I do believe they are kept from us. Because
enough.
Why?
I have no real basis for it, but I was told many years ago one person's theory as to why. And again, I don't think it holds too much to today, like maybe like 50 years ago, but that could have been why. A friend of mine told me that he believes the reason they would keep it from us in the first place was because of the idea of we are made in God's image. To see something that looks nothing like us, to have the intelligence above us on Earth in the universe could have collapsed a level of society at that given time. Again, the Roswell incident, the 50s, still a very hard Christian hold on society. You know what I mean? Like people still went to church guiltfully. They weren't going because they wanted to. It's more so, well, fuck, if I don't
Right.
go, I'm going to hell. Again, loose, but a possibility.
No, but you know what? It could, depending. I mean, we're just three guys in a massive population on planet Earth. So if it was revealed, I think the majority, I mean, especially back then, mayhem would have ensued before anything.
There is a theory of the possibility of it coming out in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people who've spoken to aliens and stuff like that, they say that when the time comes, they will be seen as enemies.
Really? Because I heard the reverse. I heard a lot of
the
things.
government
Who will be seen as enemies?
the extraterrestrials. So these people who have claimed to speak to extraterrestrials say that upon the time them coming down, hey everybody, we exist. The government will label them as enemies, and there will never be a cohabitation.
Okay, so I'm going to get deep right here. I've heard that there's like 12 species of extraterrestrial on Earth right now influencing our technology and our political leaders. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying that's what I've heard. Okay?
I know it's hard because sometimes you're going to go, no, you're full of shit. Like, oh, wait, no, we're just talking about
Yeah,
it.
we're just talking about conspiracies,
No,
man.
I know. No,
Okay.
it's all good. But I'm like, what stoner on the corner did you hear this from?
Still not
Trump.
going
No,
on.
no,
For real.
it was myself in my own head talking to myself. No, it was just like going down the rabbit hole of YouTube for fucking hours and maybe days of not showering. Back in the day, it was brutal. Anyway, so
2
there's
weeks
like
ago.
what was it called? The it sounds like a sci-fi thing, and it pretty much is. It's like a galactic treaty, and Earth is like one of the rarest planets, and that's why they don't intervene. And they started intervening as soon as humanity found out how to split the atom and we went nuclear.
Sure.
But they refused to interact until they're absolutely needed. So, like Armageddon.
Okay.
There's theories
so
that
they'll intervene to save us?
Yeah, so there's like the Greys. There's the what you talked about
The
before,
Norse.
the Norse kind. Yeah, those people, the really tall, like
Fair
they
hair,
interbreed,
yeah.
and then there's the reptilians. Then there's
They're my favorite.
and then there's like I can't even fucking remember. There's a bunch,
Well, there's 12 apparently.
and there's like I guess this fucking base somewhere that's like miles deep, and on each level they're
Do
blah blah
these
blah.
12 interact with each other?
No. Oh, yes, they do because
they
there's
do.
a galactic council apparently, and we're like the one of the rarest planets. Like there's categories apparently for planets. Like we're a paradise compared to other planets, and that's why that's why we haven't been. They didn't attack or anything because we're so rare.
Maybe we're a safe haven for them for later.
Then there's other theories that we're spliced, alien and primate splice. Our gods, Jesus, and all that shit are actually aliens, and they're our creators.
See, but and honestly, that's the only time for me religion might make sense. Is if terrestrials came down, and that's because that's how we view it. That's how people view things. That's just what they do. They try to make sense of things. And actually, I have a little thing on that. Why we believe these things, particularly conspiracy theories. 1, a desire for understanding and certainty. 2, a desire for control and security. And 3, a desire to maintain a positive self-image. Just a quick little extra on each one. For the first one, understanding and certainty. Seeking explanations for events is a natural human nature.
Right.
You see
Curiosity.
weird fucking shit, you go, okay. Again, the sun went down, the sun came up. They're like, oh, thank God the sun came up because I did something last night. That's why it came back.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to blow me every single
night.
day.
Well, the sun ain't ever coming back.
Yeah. Control and security. Simple, feel need to control one's own life.
Right.
And then the last one, maintain a positive self-image. For right off the bat, people who are socially marginalized are more likely to believe in conspiracy theories. Also, because it was so goddamn hard to find actual numbers, the only time I found numbers was on a UK website about American politics that 60% of Americans believe in a form of a JFK conspiracy. 60%.
I mean,
The fucking JFK thing just stinks.
yeah, it's
The whole
the
thing
stinkiest
stinks.
stink.
And then
The only thing that
babushka,
stinks
lady.
more is fucking 9/11.
Yeah, that's.
But the
pretty
reason
heavy.
why, so these marginalized people, they find a sense of community in these other people who believe in conspiracy theories. And we mentioned that before, fresh echo chambers. These people just bounce the same idea back and forth
Yes.
off each other.
Yeah,
So that's a big reason why people believe in these conspiracy theories. So,
But what does it fucking get you? What
I
is
think-
what does believing
well-
in flat Earth get you?
No, I think it's just like an internal thing that I think humans always sense exploration, right? And now that we've kind of like explored the world, most part, well, not even really because the oceans, but you know what I mean? The average person can't just go out and set sail and be like, I'm going to go find new land. So they find something else to explore online,
Yeah, but I think
a new realm
I think
of
what you're
possibilities.
talking about are fucking dullards who don't really understand. Not saying that that's
yes.
always the case,
No, like 90%.
but no, but a lot of people, and this is in that documentary. One of the things that this one dude from, I think he was from NASA, actually said, he's like, what's unfortunate about this and the fact that we write these people off is that they are intelligent, inquiring minds, and those would be good people to have in the realm of science, but we dismiss them. But I don't think he's got it completely, because it's like, if they're intelligent, inquiring minds, they arrive at the unsupported position. So they're not minds we need.
no.
Right.
But on that, in a more, on a simpler level, there was a short show about the need for science-minded people.
Yeah.
And they always go to children. Like, you know, because children, they ask just like the best questions, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And he lists off one, and one that always sticks in my head is, why do we have feet? And he goes, from like a parent to a kid, you go, huh, hilarious. He goes, but from a science-minded person and a child asking him that, like, those are the questions you ask.
Right.
And then you go from there. Why do we have feet? And the guy's like, I don't fucking know.
I'm fucking no kid.
But through research and understanding and that drive for the unknown and to know
Well-
the unknown, like you said with this, that's what we need from these people. Again, the idea, and you go, you're crazy, forget it, and then nobody looks past that. So again, so if a kid said, oh, aliens, blah blah blah, oh, that's cute, it's a kid. Maybe look at it from a science mindset and go, maybe we should look a little bit or something. But because some guy has underwear that he hasn't changed in 3 weeks and a tinfoil hat yells at you going, the aliens, and you go, okay, go away, stinky.
But this is where flat earth and extraterrestrial get completely different, because I have seen and read firsthand, like I'm talking Minister of Defense from Canada for 12 years, straight up on the fucking Congress floor say that we need to tell the public about the extraterrestrials. It's on fucking line, bro.
What?
There's so much information about UFOs and extraterrestrials that it's like almost like they already told us.
How have you not sent this to me?
Because you wouldn't even fucking believe. You'd be like, that's a guy in a suit.
Though I will point out, a comedian said, before Donald Trump became president, he goes, if Donald Trump becomes president, then and only then will we know if extraterrestrials exist. Because either they do exist and he's going to blurt it out, or they don't and he has nothing to say. Because he's just that kind of asshole. And I laughed, and then there was nothing about extraterrestrials, and I was sad.
Paul Heller, Wikipedia, cabinet minister and liberal
Oh, he's a fibral, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go.
Where conspiracy theories and politics start to bleed together.
He's a Canadian engineer, politician, writer, and commander. Extraterrestrial intelligence claims. On 3rd of June 1967, Heller flew in by helicopter to officially inaugurate an identified flying object landing pad at St. Paul, Alberta. The town had built its Canadian Centennial Celebration Project, and as a symbol of keeping space free from human warfare.
Oh, I've heard of this.
In early
landing
September
pad.
2005, Heller made headlines by publicly announcing that he believed in the existence of UFOs. On the 25th of September 2005, he was invited speaker at the Exopolitics conference in Toronto, where he told the audience that he had seen a UFO one night with his late wife. See, I'm giggling too, and some friends. He said that although he had discounted the experience at the time, he had kept an open mind to it. 2007, Audison Citizen reported that Heller is demanding the world governments disclose alien technology that could be used to solve the problem of climate change. Yeah, there's videos of this guy too, so I'll link you. But he's like a legit dude. That's just one of them. I mean, there's a million. There's a lot of people who work for NASA that come out. There's people, they have images that people can't explain. I mean, there's no. Images are one thing, right? You can edit shit. But
the conspiracy theories, along with the International Space Station, the constant live feed, and then all of a sudden off, then back. It's like, connection interference, like
the Dark Knight satellite that floats in orbit.
Whew, that one's scary.
Have you ever seen that picture?
No.
It's fucked up. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it other than some guys really good at Photoshop and probably should work for like DC to make their movies better. Then there's the cigar.
Dark Knight satellite, yeah.
Yeah, the cigar in Saturn's rings.
Yep.
Yeah, that one. That's fucking weird.
My favorite.
There's like a anomaly in Saturn's rings that's a huge cylindrical shaped thing that's moving differently than the rings, and they don't know what it is.
My favorite is the idea of the civilization living inside the sun, and anytime there's a dark spot, and then what do they call it when
that's their ship that comes out of it?
Well, yeah, it goes, and you see these satellite images, and you can see something has shit out of the sun,
like a solar flare.
Wherever the fuck, when there's a solar flare from the dark spot to the solar flare, something jettisons out of it. You can see it clear as fucking day.
Who knows? Like,
wherever the fuck it is, I have no idea.
Right. Let me blow your mind on the subject of the unknown. Did you see Joe Rogan's latest podcast with Graham Hancock? Or I guess see it because I live stream it. But
yeah,
he was. Did you
smash my head into the wall?
The Amazon stuff?
Yeah. Okay, actually, that was one of the more believable ones because all he was saying
because
was
it's
like,
true.
Well, no, because all he was saying was like, oh, there actually were older civilizations than we thought, which is like not crazy.
Yeah,
but then when he goes, But yes, I also believe they received technology from a former race or whatever the fuck he says.
I didn't even watch that
Whoa! You don't get to make that jump, motherfucker.
No, that's a big jump. No, it just blew my mind that how they're unearthing in the Amazon just ancient fucking hedges.
Hedges.
Right? Henges. Sorry, not hedges. Henges, like Stonehenge. So it's like a ditch with a big fucking mound.
Yeah.
Right? And he said that the one thing that really intrigued me was square in the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the Greeks. They thought that the Greeks were the first to square the circle, right? Mm-hmm. Draw the circle and the square over. They found a henge in the Amazon rainforest after clear cutting. That was the square in the circle. Someone built a road right through the corner of it. Just fucking, because they didn't know. It was all forest. They also, the soil in the Amazon, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was
really cool. And how they think the Amazon is actually a man-made rainforest because of the hyper-dominant tree species, like the Brazil nut and all that shit. Yeah, I'm literally regurgitating what he said, but
that's for my benefit. Like I didn't.
Yeah, they think that like it was so they invented like I can't remember what the soil is called, but it's super dark and it's through smoldering, burning of plants.
Okay.
Right, but they don't know how they got the certain microorganisms in there. They still can't figure that out.
9,000 tabs open right now.
Wow. Yeah, and it's super dark, but it's like fertilizer, like extreme fertilizer, because apparently rainforest soil is so bad you can't grow crops, so they had to develop an ancient soil.
Okay.
So now what this guy's saying is pretty much like there was an explorer. So he starts off with this explorer who sailed through the Amazon, like one of the first guys. And
Terra
he wrote.
Preta.
What was that? Oh, is that the the soil? Terra Preta? Yeah.
Terra Preta.
Sorry, that's the whom?
The soil.
Oh, the soil.
Yeah, look that up. It's pretty cool. I'll link you. So this guy fucking sailed through the Amazon, and he said that he encountered just huge cities with like populations that would rival London, England at the time. So you're talking like 50,000 people.
Yeah.
He said in total like 20 million people populated the Amazon rainforest. And then the claim is they brought smallpox and it mass, whatever the case is, it just proves that, it's a rainforest. And then you start cutting shit down. You're like, holy fuck, there's a ton of fucking shit that people built here.
Yeah.
That we had no fucking clue. And now it's just like some are dating like 3,000 years ago. Like they're like super far back.
Yeah.
Like they had no clue that these people even existed.
But that doesn't really blow the fucking doors off anything.
Yeah, it does.
The
just the fact that a thriving population could be sustained in the Amazon rainforest or in the Amazon. I mean, I know it probably wasn't the rainforest at the time, clearly, obviously.
Right.
But there's a lot of culture, a lot of things. I mean, they say that the sites are placed true north, true south, true east, true west. Not on a map, but like with the stars. So they say astrology. They understood astrology 3,000 years ago when these things were built. So there's a level of like decent intelligence there. I mean, they're massive like things too. Massive.
Yeah, like Mayan and Inca stuff.
Yeah, it's massive shit. Like
Jesus fucking
wonder of the world probably once all the rainforest is destroyed.
Yeah, in like 10 years, give it.
I just thought it was interesting because it proves that like you think you know everything and then you move like 20 acres of trees and you're just fucked. You're we did world history except the Amazon rainforest, like you said, So regarding aliens or extraterrestrials,
ancient civilizations,
who fucking knows, man? I mean, look at technology suppression, weapon suppression, right?
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy theory on its own about how the government has shit like 100 years before we even know about it. You know what I found weird about extraterrestrials? Because I have a kid, and I've noticed like back when we were a kid. No, this is all relevant. Back when we were a kid, growing up, I always liked aliens for some reason. I always was drawn to that shit. Right?
Unknown, right?
Right. So I was always big into that and ghosts and shit like that. But there wasn't a lot. There was a decent amount of alien stuff, but it wasn't like it is today.
Okay.
I'm talking in kid shows. Now in kid shows, it's so fucking weird because, like, I'm going to say 80% of them that I watch, like, even Paw Patrol has aliens in it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they're their alien friends from another Earth. So, almost in every, like, Izzy watches another show. My daughter watches another show named Pokio. I think it's Pokio. It's some weird Spanish show. It's actually cool. But there's an alien in it. Like there's aliens in all these shows.
Maybe they're
randomly. and they're always friends. They're always like
maybe they're trying to desensitize the next
integration,
generation,
bro. I'm telling you, integration into the like just
See,
like oh yeah, it's an alien.
Yeah,
I've known it since I was a kid, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, Marvin the Martian was just a little cock. He was not a nice dude.
No, I'm gonna say some of them aren't gonna be nice. Anyway, the point is, there's a lot in the fucking extraterrestrial umbrella. Reverse engineering.
One of my favorite things, though, when it comes to these theories and these possible experiences, and then the retelling of their stories, is years ago I was told we're trying to understand like how how far the human mind can go in terms of making stuff up, and one of them was I believe it was my art teacher. She asked me, think of a color you've never seen before. You can't, right? Because it's all from recollection and stuff like that. So when people come up with these crazy stories, whether it be from like now or from many, 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 many years ago, where's your basis? At what point did you go, this is what I saw, and I'm going to tell people this is what I saw? Like, you had to have seen something to the likeness of that to come up with that. You know what I mean? You can't just do it. To a degree.
I don't know, man. I mean, somebody only had to think of a dragon once, mistake a creature or
Sure.
mythologize an already extant creature, and then the rest of humanity can use it for whatever the fuck ever for as long as they want. It's not that crazy.
Well, for me, when you bring up dragons, I always think right to England and how they're, dragons and lions and shit like that. Where the hell did they go to see something that would resemble a dragon? Like, I just try to think of the environment around the British Isles where again, I'm sure there's a definite fucking answer. Somebody will be listening to the future and go, you're a fucking idiot. It's this. But
yeah, they probably saw something and influenced the idea. But you are right in a sense of where does this all come from? Because we can go from unicorn to
but even fucking Revelation talks about the beast and describes it. Like, you could go from there.
No, for sure. And
that existed long before England existed. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Absolutely. It's whatever. But the one thing that sticks. This is touching on what you're saying. Is how similar, like eerily similar, that some like hieroglyphs are.
Oh, from one continent to the next.
Like
yeah, that's
South America to Egypt. Shit like that of people. Bro, like you can't. It's a fucking rocket ship.
Well, you can't make that shit up.
It's a fucking rocket ship with a dude in a helmet. Like, come on.
There's okay, so one of the things Graham Hancock talks about is there might have been people in the Americas way further back than we thought.
Yeah.
Which, okay.
Well, they found a civilization up north 10,000 years before we thought there should have been people.
Okay.
Just proving the point, I guess. Sorry.
But in the book American Gods, one of the things Neil Gaiman talks about is there's a place in the Delta down south called Cairo, because they're rednecks, but it's spelled like Cairo.
Right.
And it's the local lore that it's named after Cairo in Egypt.
Okay.
And because the Egyptians actually came first. So, first you're like, oh, cool book. But you think about it's like, that's not fucking crazy because technology didn't change that much for a really long time.
Or did it?
What do you mean though? Like what's the weird part exactly? Like
I don't
just that
think
they're named after each other.
No,
like, similar.
That's just more of like a coincidental. Like whoa.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've read American Gods or even watched it, but the whole principle is that gods go where their cultures go.
Okay.
And even after the cultures disappear, the gods might still linger on.
Okay.
So America has all these weird cultural relics in their gods, but they don't remember them.
Okay.
America being unique in that aspect. Anyway, not important, but the whole idea of a civilization going to the Americas way earlier, like it's really fucking cool, and I hope it is true.
Well, but
it doesn't hurt anything.
No, well,
it doesn't like if it changes anthropology or whatever. so it changes
So
in
be it.
so we know better. Like,
yeah. Well, that's one conspiracy I've always hated. Like, oh, they keep the truth, so they don't have to rewrite the books. I'm like, really? You think they're worried about wasting paper?
yeah.
But with the civilizations coming here earlier than we thought, it was. I love. I can always bring everything to the Vikings. The Vikings, proven that they came here 300 years before Christopher Columbus.
First of all, Christopher Columbus wasn't even.
Yeah, you didn't
He
come
didn't
to North
fucking-
America.
Well, no,
Come
but
North
still,
America.
but to coming towards the area, it's just like
Oh yeah, like the New World.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like
they settled in Canada, right?
they did. And the theory is that they brought milk with them and gave it to the natives, and they didn't like it because they're lactose intolerant, and they became sick, and they literally drove them off. They were only here for like less than 100 years. They're like, this
Yeah,
fucking.
Yeah.
Finland.
Pardon me.
Finland.
Yeah, you gotta love that. You gotta love that the Vikings thought that a little bit of North America, Canada was a little bit too rough for them. Like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out.
Fucking hell, man.
Well,
Hey,
I
man.
mean, they don't know, but one of the theories is that the natives are just like we don't like these guys.
That could have been
Fuck
it. No,
these
absolutely.
guys.
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is though, you're absolutely right. But the big thing with the Vikings, as much as they're portrayed as plunderers and rapists, etc., they were mostly traders. You had better chances of surviving through trading than you did going in and killing people because they'll fight back eventually.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing where like when they came over here, they weren't ready to pillage and make their stake. It was like, let's see what we can do here.
Weren't they like negotiators before they raped and pillaged?
Probably.
Well,
Right?
and especially
It's easier.
you know you've just made the Atlantic crossing somehow. You probably didn't know where you were going to get to, assuming they came the northern part of the passage.
Iceland to Greenland to yeah,
Makes more sense.
Newfoundland.
You're probably like starving and hungry, and you're just like, oh fuck, land, sick. Look, fish, sick. You know.
Yeah.
What I wonder is, did they all get killed off, or did they sail away? And if they sailed away, who still knew how to do that?
They sailed away because they brought stories back. That was a big part of it. Like the stories from Greenland to Iceland back all the way back to
Oh, I didn't know
Norway.
that.
Oh, yeah, they went back. They left. They were there and they left. Like this is not for us.
No,
We're
no, I
like-
didn't know like there were stories in Scandinavia about North America.
Yes,
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Well, like, yeah, it was like, oh, we found this land and
Who
we
was
came
it?
back.
Wasn't it
Leif Erikson.
Yeah, wasn't
Eric the
that
Red Sun.
Eric the Red Sun, yeah. And actually that on history, Vikings, I know I said it's very exaggerated, but it's very intriguing. The backstory of the Vikings is actually crazy. But all of the characters were real Vikings, and they were all, but they weren't connected like they were. They connected all these like Vikings, like Floki.
Floki,
Floki
well,
is the one who discovered Iceland.
and
Yeah.
told everybody it was Iceland, so nobody would go there.
Right. That's why it has the name.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He named it
names
anyway,
are-
but it's just really interesting.
Well, Ragnar was real. He actually
Yeah.
and his son was actually
Bjorn
Ironside,
Ironside.
and oh yeah, they were all real
who
people.
went to the Middle East and they like fuck,
Oh,
dude.
and
It's
I love that, like when because the well, what's the steel called? I should fucking know this. Anyways, there was a steel that only existed primarily in the Middle East.
Damask.
Thank you, Damascus steel that was brought back to Viking land. I'm just
Right.
gonna call it that for again less than 100 years, and all of a sudden just stopped. For only a small amount of time
Right.
did it exist there, but they definitely didn't make it. They traded. That's
Yeah.
what they
Oh, yeah,
did.
yeah.
And then actually, as of I think last year, they found Viking-esque currency as far as China. But
oh yeah. They
but,
were-
but that
who was
doesn't
it?
really mean that they went there. But if you go to
Yeah, it could've
you,
just
you,
carried.
you take it to Israel or you take it
Well,
to the Arab nations, and then they take it over to there, and then they take it over to there. You know,
yeah.
just boom, boom, boom.
Trade.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, so
That's
it's just the one thing I've learned about history is like maybe it happened. I don't really know for sure
Well, it's
anymore.
changing all the time,
Yeah.
right? It's always
Right? That's
changing.
why it's so. But my point was that you think you know something so well, especially the scientific community and the skeptics, and that's fine. You should be skeptical and you should take the scientific route or method, but you should also not shut down the possibility of these things because think about back in the day. You know, like think about 100 years ago, the car to the car now. People 100 years ago would be like, probably fucking shit their pants if they seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like new discoveries in science.
Because if you could show them the car now, there you go. Then there's nothing to prove.
No, I know that, but it will be proven. These things are just harder to prove than.
Yeah, but I think people like Graham Hancock who get on their soapbox and say, I'm being crucified, when they haven't proven anything.
I agree with you. Because I always say, like, but bringing it back to Bigfoot, bro, I always say, why isn't there, like, if this is a thing, that so many people fucking believe, where's the team that's spending 3 months in the fucking middle of nowhere?
Shouldn't be that fucking hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's go do it.
Yeah.
Right? No, but seriously, like, if Bigfoot is, like, go out and prove the fucking shit. Unless someone really, really doesn't want you to prove it. That's the thing. If someone really, really, really does, if say you got proof, and someone doesn't want you to prove it, then they can make it sound however.
And that's again, that's just layer upon layer of conspiracy
Yeah, for
theory
real.
and players and actors that are all part of this.
Why would anyone not want you to prove Bigfoot?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
Well, I think Bigfoot may be like a special case where it's like I don't think nobody wants it to happen, just nobody cares enough to do it.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money. Like, let's be honest.
Oh, it would. But
There's some eccentric millionaire who's like.
Speaking of aliens and alien technology, you guys ever hear about the Philadelphia experiment?
The one where they made the ship disappear?
Yeah. There's the layers right there. Conspiracy on conspiracy on conspiracy. Oh fuck. Oh man, isn't that hilarious? The one though.
We should do an episode just on the Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pick that one.
We can do one on JFK too. That one is
we should just do a bunch of them.
Lovely.
Yeah, I don't want to do JFK.
Why not? That one's so fun. There's so many.
We should do one. Have you looked into the Battle of Los Angeles?
Yeah, I
the
know
actual
about
event.
It.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, how about you? Yeah, it's just it's cool how it was made into a movie, pop culture references, but it's not a well known thing. Like you have to look for it to find it.
What I think is fucking nuts about the Battle of Los Angeles is that eventually the government just kind of shrugged and was like,
whatever. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Nothing
right?
actually happened.
Well, like all these UFO files are open. Like UK has the UFO files now. You can go back and look at all the reports, all the studies. America, or well, at least when Obama was in, they released theirs. Canada released theirs. I mean, it's almost like they're telling you without telling you.
Don't you think that UFOs would be way more likely to come to Canada?
Yeah, I mean, there's...
These guys are way nicer.
Do you know how many aliens I smoke a blunt with in my garage every night? Oh, hey, little gray dudes. Come in, man.
I don't know, man. When I was a kid, like every part of me wanted to believe every crazy thing in the world.
Oh, sure.
So it's not for like an angry dismissal that I don't believe any of this stuff. It's because I'd love to.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, whether their intentions are good or not, they'll just throw shit out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, whether they're trying to get rich off it or whether they really believe it.
You're the type of guy who wants that solid evidence.
Oh my God. Dude, there is no one in the world who would be happier to see that fucking alien spacecraft.
Okay.
Not one person. You know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
don't think it fucking happened. I think it's ridiculous pretty much what's been posited so far.
Yeah.
And to say that, oh, we don't understand this aspect of the construction of the pyramids, and you insert aliens, like,
Yeah, you gotta do that.
It's kind of insulting to the whole idea, I think.
I agree. I'm not saying that they built mega structures or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just think they have had an influence. And one of the reasons. Okay, so speaking before we wrap this up, but I got two stories of why I believe this shit so much.
Okay.
Okay, so we talk about the paranormal, which we didn't even talk about, which we should talk about because I got a lot on that. I got
Next
more
time.
on that
Next
than
time.
this. Yeah, I lived through it, man. That kind of shit, and it sounds nuts, but like,
Yeah, before we were friends, I heard some of your crazy fucking stories,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I am never hanging out with this asshole.
and then like my family, like you ask my family about it, and they just get quiet, and then they tell you the stories. It's weird, and it's weird because I was so young. So right there, I was built off the frame that something is not all that it seems. Then I had a dream one night. That dream fucked me up. At least I thought it was a dream. I don't even know anymore because I did research on it years ago. It was my sleep paralysis.
Oh, I had that.
Yeah, right.
Once.
Did I tell you about the actual thing?
No.
Okay, I'll tell it quick. Anyway, So I had it, and I kept drifting in and out.
Sure.
Ultimately, what happened was there was a big, loud bass, like heartbeat.
Sure.
Big ass bright lights that kept getting brighter and it kept getting louder every time I like came to.
Sure.
But I'm frozen in my bed. So what sleep paralysis is, they say, is really like you're asleep. Your body is asleep. You cannot move a muscle, but your audio and your visual are in your surrounding.
You're receiving.
Mixing with dreams.
There's drugs that can do that. There's
Stimulating?
poisons that
Yeah.
can do that to you.
So anyway,
Ugh.
it's like throbbing white lights with bass every time I'm like coming to or whatever.
Sure.
And ultimately, there was something standing at the foot of my bed, staring at me, and I couldn't move, and I'm freaking out. Like I don't think I've ever been so scared in my fucking life because I am convinced. I am fucking convinced that this person or whatever it is there.
Yeah.
Because my bedroom's the same.
Sure.
Everything except the light. And I drift back. I come back. He's even closer. He's at the foot of my bed, and it's just black cloak, like silhouette, and his head starts going, like growing, like the neck starts stretching toward the window, like, and I'm fucking. I've never been so scared, bro. Like it was an otherworldly fear, and I woke up. Like I woke up while I was awake, which was the weirdest fucking. Like I'm awake, freaking the fuck out, and then I wake up and everything's like gone.
Yeah.
It's my room, and my fucking all my hair is standing up, like my body hair is
I
like
bet.
chills. My bed
got
is
chills.
soaked, bro.
I got chills, man.
Like,
I'm right there with you.
My bed was so wet. I don't even know if I pissed it. Seriously, like I was so wet with sweat, dude. It was fucked up. I couldn't sleep for like months. So I looked it up,
Yep.
and people were going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And then all came to alien abduction and how the science explains that sleep paralysis is just the code word for alien abduction.
Sure.
And then I got all paranoid and shit. But it felt so fucking real that I honestly can say to you, I've never been the same after that dream.
But knowing
in my head.
how, and I'm not dismissing it.
No. I
But-
dismiss
but-
it.
But knowing how strong your brain is and how your brain is literally everything you are,
Yeah.
and the fact that sleep paralysis is a known and more or less understood phenomenon,
Documented too.
like, do you still? I understand the experience of it was terrifying, but do you still go like in your
Like
thoughts
Alien?
of it, like boom, aliens?
No.
you don't.
I'm very skeptical about that.
See, I only had sleep paralysis once, and I remember the dream I was having. I was running towards the Detroit River with a briefcase, and I jumped in. I jumped into the Detroit River, and I woke up, but I couldn't move.
Right.
And I guess maybe it's just how Mickey works. I'm laying in bed going, I can't move. Go back to bed. I was like, fuck it,
This
I
is
can't.
fine.
Well, like I can't fucking move. I'll just go back to sleep. Then that was my only experience. But it was terrifying. Like for that brief moment of where I'm like, I can't move. I'm like, my heart starts
Yeah.
going. But then I just went, I'm just gonna go back
I've
to
had
sleep.
it
Fuck it.
a lot. Actually, I've had it almost all the time.
Maybe they're
growing
picking
up.
your brain.
That was the last time I had it. That was the fucking last time I had sleep paralysis. Was no, sorry, I had like a Mickey dream where I was dreaming and then I couldn't move, but it, like nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say for like 80% of my life of having sleep paralysis was just the most intense fear I've ever felt in my entire life.
I am feeling your fear
it's
vicariously right now.
fucked
Like,
up.
my heart is starting to
So
go.
like, but I'm skeptical on it because I know the power of the brain, because I know there's a million different other things that it could have been.
Yep.
Right. It could have been that. I don't fucking know, dude. I have no idea.
Here, I want to tell you something. So, guy I know, his wife used to get it really, really bad, and she had some mental troubles. But she'd get it, and he'd be in bed with her.
Oh.
So she'd be experiencing it, freaking the fuck out, technically asleep still.
Yeah.
And he's just there. And so she'd wake up and like tell him shit like you're talking about, although hers was always more like a religious overtone, like a devil, that sort of thing.
Right.
Good old
And he'd just see her, like his wife, just laying there, just screaming or whatever.
Tripping the
fuck
fuck
ever.
out. Oh,
night
my-
terrors though. Those things are fucking scary.
My little brother used to get night terrors, like, and I'd babysit him, and that was a horror show.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like you wanted it to be something from another dimension
Yeah.
because you're like, what is causing this?
Oh yeah, no. one of my exes had that.
Oh god,
Yeah,
that
I was
hard.
sharing a bed with a girl who had night terrors. She let me know ahead of time, but it's still.
Yeah, man. So my point is like, and that's a good point. What you said, how powerful the brain is.
It is. It really, and a lot of people don't really understand that. So that's why they put so much more weight on their conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand that your brain is literally everything you are, and you can convince yourself into a thing, and like I fully understand that, and I've always been a highly imaginative person. If I wanted to, I could trick myself into I'm drowning in a room of sharks right now.
Right.
I could do it, and I would freak the fuck out.
Please don't. I don't want to have to hold you down.
Yeah,
I probably couldn't.
Oh.
The only thing was when I was researching it, and people shared very similar stories.
Yeah.
And they also said that they've experienced paralysis their whole life. And then there's other people who say that they usually pick like a lineage or a family that they'd abduct constantly. So like, and then I found out like some of my family suffered from paralysis.
I
And
feel
it's just,
not important
It was
now.
just weird, right? It was just a weird
for sure.
bunch of coincidences. Could all been coincidence, or maybe it's not. Who fucking knows?
But it also stands to reason that you would have similar experiences as other members of your family that could cause such a thing.
Exactly.
And then obviously you've got relevant genetic makeup. It's just
There's
so
too
much.
many variables,
But,
so
you
I
know-
chalk it up to a really fucking creepy ass thing that kind of opened my mind to things.
Yeah.
You know what though? It makes sense that they would follow a lineage because we do that with rats, frogs. That's how we experiment. We follow the lineage of an animal.
I swear
And
to
see how-
fucking
and
God,
see how
if
these
my
things work.
daughter says that a stretch, I'm like, we're going underground.
What are you gonna
Maybe
do
that's
though?
what
I'm
if,
gonna
what if that's where they
start
are?
digging a fucking hole, and then I'm gonna murder him with my fucking shovel.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking. No, I don't know. Like, I
But,
don't.
and that's where I struggle with things like that, and a lot of those things is like, okay, it's completely true. So
yeah, I know. What can you do,
Well,
right?
on that though, before I ever gave any credence to any level of a conspiracy theory, I heard it and I shut it down. Like, nope, I don't even want to hear it. You're fucking insane. One of my biggest fears was being told, "Oh, I told you so." I swear to God, at that time in my life, I may have actually fucking killed somebody. If something were to come to fruition of a conspiracy theory and some motherfucker come to me and said, "Oh, I told you so," I would probably lose my mind. For some reason, that was like a trigger for me. The fear of someone being right of a conspiracy theory, or like the world ending based on someone's nonsensical jibber jabber of how they think the world's going to end, and then it happens, and then that same asshole, for every reason, saying it to me, "Oh, I told you this was going to happen." It's like, for some reason, that always bugged me. On that note, would you guys say today, would you guys say the vaccination question is a conspiracy theory? Because my fear now is for somehow it comes out that, oh yeah, we've been lying to you, vaccines are actually bad, and then all these assholes saying, "Oh, I fucking told you so."
You're talking the anti-vaxxers and all this shit.
you're asking?
Oh, you want to play the game? This is the thing, okay? A conspiracy theory is two sides. It's the truth and the false. But you can fucking disguise one or the other like one or the other.
No, for
That's
sure.
the scary thing, right? So say there's this huge thing. Say it's a population control thing. That's why we get vaccinated. Say our lifespan is actually like 300 years old. And we don't know that because we're doing vaccines. I'm just making all this shit up. This is no fucking bearing on anything, right? Just say
Conspiracy
that.
theory.
Right? So then the wave of anti-vaxxers starts getting big, right? Starts gaining momentum, and then people
met
are like,
someone
shit,
today who
let's
said that.
let's fucking give someone measles and scare the fuck out of all these anti-vaxxers. Let's bring back some diseases that we probably have cryogenically frozen in a fucking on that island.
That's another
right?
conspiracy
and
theory. Yep.
let's scare them. Right? Scare tactics, propaganda. I mean, they've done it in fucking countries before. Anyway, my point is it's extremely easy to build off something like that, a conspiracy for both ways.
Oh, I know. Well,
So I don't even know where I sit.
I say this all the time to people because they come into my store and they go, "I heard this was good. I heard this was bad. Blah blah blah." I'm like, you can take any piece of information and run with it. And the one I always use is apples. Apple seeds contain cyanide. Apples are bad for you. That's it. That's the extent of my statement.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, but I'm very far from being fucking right.
Yeah.
But that's what people do. Like
Right.
I had a lady come into my store today saying, "Oh, if your gut's good, your brain is good." And I asked her, like, based on what? Oh, just things that I've heard.
No, that actually is true.
Yeah.
But the only far.
She's drastically oversimplifying, but
So far, the only things that I've heard of super relevance of gut health to brain health was Parkinson's. They discovered that people who suffer from Parkinson's are missing a large amount of a particular strain of bacteria in their gut. There's a direct correlation to a degree. So far, that's all I've heard. I'm not dismissing anything that's out there that people that may know, but for me to go now, people say to me, gut health equals brain health. Is it based on that one thing? Because like you're right, but you're not.
Actually that's kind of leading edge stuff.
Okay.
The whole gut microbiome, healthy gut
huge.
flora, it's huge, and it's actually turning out to be possibly the most important thing. Because did you know that the majority of your immune cells are in your gut?
I did not.
How about that, right? So already,
How about that shit?
Bro,
already you're so much healthier if you have a healthy gut.
I watched a guy.
Breastfeed your kids.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I watched a guy cure himself by injecting other people's feces into him, into his
How?
asshole,
Oh, his asshole. Into his asshole.
into his asshole, and taking a healthy because I think he had Crohn's or some shit, and he wanted to do an experiment taking the gut bacteria from somebody who was extremely healthy and didn't have Crohn's, and he literally put it in his butt.
Well, they've done
take
and
probiotics or
changed
something.
that's what it was. It was extreme probiotics. That is the most extreme way to do it. The only one he says like probiotics are pretty much useless because you're acid, unless you're just constantly consuming a probiotic thing. You need so many in your stomach, but like just having like one drink, the acid's going to kill like 90% of them.
But that's how
and then they won't repopulate.
That's how the pill forms are designed these days, though.
No, see, I don't know.
Like
I don't fuck with
you can
it.
get up to 100 billion count per pill,
Mm-hmm.
as low as I've seen as low as like 2.
Right.
That's for like kids. But they are designed now so like they're actually attached to something called prebiotics, which is just fiber.
Right.
That actually helps coat them. They get to the gut and then they flourish.
And then they flourish there. Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, the point is information can be bent any way anybody wants. It's very easy to make a conspiracy theory.
Very.
So, on the anti-vaxxer
And I
thing,
love
I got
doing it.
no fucking opinion.
No, it's okay. I just thought because like it's we're on the cusp of it. Really, this is a brand new thing for my ears.
I don't know.
anyways.
I had a kid, and I honestly, before this anti-vaxxing thing, I wasn't a fan of vaccinations.
Okay.
Then I kind of was like, I had my baby, and I was like, well, I got vaccinated. I didn't get polio or any of that. Like, let's get her, like, you know.
Sure.
See, I'm kind of on the edge. Like, I don't know if the flu shot's necessary.
Well,
Maybe the polio vaccine and the fucking
Sure.
measles shit, yeah. But the
Yeah.
flu shot, I don't get the flu shot personally.
No. I
my
don't get
understanding
the
of the
flu
flu shot was always for the youth, the elderly, and the at risk
Right.
of dying from the flu. I'm a very healthy individual. I can get the flu and be out for a month, sure, but I'll probably pull through because I'm a healthy guy.
Dude, I had honestly, I know it's because I haven't said anything for a long time.
It's been nice.
Since I've fucking gone vegan, my seasonal flu and colds each year have gone down. And this past winter, I got like half a cold for a week.
Same
And
with me.
I've
can't
had
last time I got
like
sick.
I've had cold sores since I was a kid. I got none this year.
Nice.
And I only got one the year before, which was also an improvement. Like,
You've been chewing those mushrooms down too, bro.
oh yeah, those mushroom pills.
Yeah.
I'm on that shit too. The
See,
immune power of mushrooms.
I'm not even as good as him, but shit's the same for me.
You're noticing an improvement in immunity.
I mean, like, I have
But-
bad
but think about
sinus
that.
from smoking. Other than that, that's it.
So think about that. So now you've taken out a ton of shit that you used to put into yourself.
Yeah.
And I know you still eat your junk food, but
Oh yeah, but it's bad.
like considerably better than you used to eat, arguably.
Oh yeah, much
right?
better.
So even that, like even if it's just a matter of having a healthier gut, there's no magic to it at all.
Sure.
You know?
Hell
It's
yeah.
just
You want to
lower
talk?
fiber, whatever.
Here's a little my final thoughts on this.
All right.
You guys don't want to talk about conspiracies.
We have
Look
been.
at the food conspiracy.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a whole other episode.
that's it. Yeah, that's big time.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to put a pin in it because
We're at
this
2
is
hours.
Not gonna be done. Oh Jesus Christ!
Sorry.
Love you. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, I'm down for Philadelphia experiment. I'm down for.
Oh, we should
food
just cover them
conspiracy.
all.
Let's just make this a show about conspiracy
Let's
theories.
just
you wanna
do
do
it.
a
Paranormal
monthly-
conspiracy.
monthly
No, I
episode?
want to do all of them. It's
No,
way
but
better.
do one a month. Do a conspiracy a month.
We
No.
can do whatever the
I wanna
fuck we
do-
want.
I'm just asking for structure.
Guys,
We
we'll
need
talk about this in the
structure.
meeting.
Yeah. All
Our
right.
fans. I mean, our fan.
Oh yeah, our fan.
Love you.
No, it worth stating how much our downloads have increased, and this is just a shout out to everybody who's been listening, especially those who've been listening to the start. But we appreciate everybody jumping on board. We have a ton of fun with this, as you can probably tell from
goodness.
this fucking episode.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
And we would love to hear your feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Love to hear it.
It's
Anything,
like been a year,
good or bad.
And I don't
Yeah,
think we
we've
have
gotten, like,
one
4
comment.
comments.
I've
Yeah.
never read them.
Our
Please.
Facebook, our Instagram, our email, freshlookandmick@gmail.com. It doesn't matter. We would love to hear it.
Yeah, if you've got any topics you'd like to hear us fucking ruin, or even just comments, tell us what we're wrong about. Don't text me. Do not text me.
Yeah, I want to fucking see it too. Like, don't text
Instagram.com,
me.
you know what, though?
Fresh
Why
Like
does
Mick.
no one text me, man?
I think, though,
Sorry,
if they're going to
bud.
continue
What
texting us, maybe we'll just post those on our Instagram. this is what we
That's
got.
we'll do. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's
So
not
if
a
you don't
bad
want
idea.
it public, send it to us to our email. Just kidding. We'll publish those too.
All right.
Fucking
Jesus. Yeah, we're part of the world government, so.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Any final thoughts, boys? We good?
Don't believe everything you believe.
Keep an open mind. You never know. Like, it doesn't hurt to know these, to hear about them, but definitely take a lot of this with a grain of salt.
And I just say don't believe anything you believe.
9/11 was an inside job.